I've only been playing Cyberpunk.
Yeah, me too. I'm loving Phantom Liberty.
The expansion or whatever. Yeah, yeah. It's made me want to pick it back up. It was a game I liked. I just kind of put it down and just never picked it back up again. I don't know why.
Same.
Can't relate. This is my 8th playthrough.
Oh, see, I didn't even play it like when it first came out. I literally bought it like I don't know 8 months ago or something like that. Like after it had already been patched and fixed and shit. And I was just like, all right, yeah, let me give this a try. I enjoyed it. It was fun. I had a good time. I just rolled around with a sniper rifle and fucking mantis arms or whatever, and just wrecked house. But yeah, it was just I don't know. I just kind of put it down and haven't picked it back up. And now I've just been playing Starfield. So I figure whenever I get bored of Starfield, I'll give Cyberpunk because they did an update too, right? That
Yes,
like changed like a whole bunch of shit.
it's a new game. It's a new
Yeah,
game.
that's what I heard. So yeah, I think I'm just gonna restart it because I didn't love because I think I went with like the street kid or whatever background, and I didn't love it. So I think I'm gonna try it again. I'm just gonna start a new playthrough of it, just fresh, and just give it another whirl.
I've played all of them, and out of all of them, I think Nomad is my favorite.
That's what I wanted to try was Bad. That was the one that seemed like the most interesting to me.
Street Kid's the one I played the least,
Yeah.
but Corpo and Nomad are both pretty good, but I just like Nomad the most.
Yeah, I always just in games. That's what I often default to is like that, like Street or Turn or whatever. It's the same thing I did in Starfield and with the Space Scoundrel or whatever. And like that's just because I like that one. I like
Two
playing Lando
guesses on which
Calrissian.
one I picked.
Yeah, I don't even know what the options were. I don't even remember.
It was the Neon Rat, not the Neon Street Rat.
Yeah, that's the one I took. Yeah, that was the one I took too for the background or whatever, which was fun. It was cool. I like it. It's been fun so far. I've just been playing around with just stealing ships now. That's all I just do. I just go and steal people's ships. I'm just trying to accumulate wealth because I finally like figured out the shipbuilder because I'm a big old idiot and could never figure out how you fucking built ships. I didn't realize you literally just like go into shipbuilder and you just can edit ships that way. Like I did realize that, but in my head it wasn't like, oh, I just reduce this to baseline and then start from scratch. Like it just didn't. I don't know. It just didn't click with me. I haven't honestly. I think at this point I only have like maybe 35 hours in the game. I play it, a couple hours a night if I'm lucky, but it's still, just yeah. So now that's what I've been doing. I'm just trying to accumulate an ass load of credits and then get all my piloting skills up so I can actually start buying the more advanced ship parts. So right now I just have this big old boat that I drive around, but I've got like a cargo space of like 3,000 or something. So I just kept getting tired of running out of fucking cargo space. But I've just ass load of missile launchers on it too, so I just blow everything up. So it's fun though. I've been having fun with it. I like being a space pirate. It's cool. I like docking with other people's stuff. And then I just did a mission where I couldn't take over the guy's ship though, and that pissed me off. I didn't like that. I disabled the ship to go kill him, I guess, or arrest him or something, and then it wouldn't let me steal his ship, and I was annoyed by that. But no, whatever. I guess there's probably a reason for that.
It's not like in Morrowind where if you kill an NPC that you need, it just tells you straight up, but lets you do it.
I wish you could. I was annoyed by that because I just did the like undercover cop thing where you're like doing like the whole like the red fleet or whatever. Like, and I didn't like any of those fucking assholes. Like, I just found them all so annoying that I was like, yeah, fuck all these guys. I'm gonna go kill them all. And then the one that I found the most annoying like got away, and I was like, oh fuck you. Like, I was just so annoyed by that. Because at one point I just got annoyed during the quest line. I was like, I'm just gonna go on a rampage in the station. I shot her like point blank in the face, and it's just like nothing happened. And I was like, all right, cool, good to know. Yeah, because I did not find them fun. That's I guess my biggest gripe with the game, which I've heard other people have too, is it's a little too PG for me, a little too PG-13. Like I'm just like make these pirates actually badass. Like just even give me just like Fallout style raiders, like or like I want to like
man, not every game can be Fallout 2 these days.
yeah, that's fine, but like you could at least like say a curse word. But like, it's just like I don't know. There's just parts of the game that it's fun. I'm having a good time with it. Still haven't done any of the main storyline at all. Just
wow.
I've not even tried
That's
it.
pretty standard for Bethesda games.
Yeah, well, no. Normally, I'm normally in the camp of like I do like a fair bit of the main storyline until I like get into it. But this one just didn't. Like I just for whatever reason I was just like these people do not interest me. I don't like any of these people, and so I just haven't done any of the main storyline.
I would recommend picking it up because it's pretty interesting.
Yeah,
like, oh wow.
Yeah, it seems fun. No, don't get me wrong. I've just been having fun doing the other ones. Like I just did that quest line, the Red Fleet one, or whatever they are, Crimson Fleet, and then I'm doing the Vanguard one right now.
I am
And yeah, Yeah, I like that one a lot. It's pretty fun. I'm like, I don't know how far I am into it, but there was just like the Terramorph attack on like the New Atlantis or whatever. So I just dealt with that. Then I got all the access codes for getting the info, and I haven't done anything else yet. But yeah, it's fun. I'm having fun with it. It's a good game, good space game. Enjoy it. Like landing on planets and all the bases looking the same. That's one thing I haven't liked either, though. Boy,
So when are we
guys.
gonna play Starfinder then? Or a joke?
As soon as the 2E conversion comes out. No, I'm not joking. I love Starfighter. Don't get me wrong. That game is chunky though. That game is a bitch to run, is what it is. I love that game. It's a great game to play in, but it is a headache to run as a GM. I just do not.
I've only ever
Ship
played it
combat,
once.
especially. Ship combat is a fucking nightmare, especially if you're having to run multiple ships. Because then, like, you have to deal with like 5 or 6 checks or whatever per fucking ship, and it's just there's no streamlined way to do it. So I'm very excited for the 2E conversion coming out next summer. That's my like top. I'm very pumped because Starfinder is one of my favorite settings. I love it so much. And they did a really good way of blending, fantasy and space and stuff. And I love all the lore because I love Pathfinder lore, and I love finding all the weird little bits that tie into Pathfinder lore too. But yeah, it's when that game comes out or when that edition comes out, that'll be it for me. But yeah, hey
I'm
Freddy,
looking forward to playing a lizard again.
that's what I played. I played a Vesk in the campaign that I played in. Played a Vesk who was a reincarnated robot. Her name was Sarah 133. So short for semi-autonomous robotic assistant. And also, I just made her name Sarah Lee because I thought that was funny, like the baking brand. But I just talked like Batman too. So the entire time, just after every session, my voice hurt so bad.
Oh, you were just being Christian Bale.
Yeah, no, exactly. Just
Tell me where the Joker
I'm not
is.
wearing hockey pads. I just saw the re-release of that in theaters a couple weekends ago. That was fun. Enjoyed that. They were doing all of them, but my wife just went and saw Dark Knight. I couldn't do all 3 in a day. That's too much. That's too much Batman. As much as I love those film series, but yeah. But I'm here. I'm back. Let's see here. We got. Let's top in. You guys last time had done a whole bunch of stuff. You guys fought Rayland Arkley and Jesus Christ, how am I blanking on her fucking name? The other woman.
I don't remember her name either. Sorry.
Oh God, Eliza Hanover. They drew on you after being confronted with a letter seemingly pitting them at odds against each other in the recent past. Eliza escaped. You fought Arkley to an end. He died. The last thing that happened before he died is he seemed to, I don't know, regain awareness of his surroundings that he didn't seem to previously have before. And then you guys proceeded to go through this tower. There were some items of note on Arkley's body, his +1 striking sword, a set of doubling rings, a breastplate. You then also, kind of looted the other stuff. It took some crafting checks, mostly Trendon, taking down these +1 striking heavy crossbows. Trendon restored a robot, while Ticket and Robert headed back to Talmendor's bounty because you guys were trying to keep Arkley's body fresh, along with you just didn't really have the manpower to haul this shit back, at least with all the crap you had on you currently. So I think that's where we're going to pick up is the immediate of Robert and Ticket arriving at Talmendor's bounty. It's if you guys are doing like a big forced march, is what I assume you're doing to get back there as soon as possible. Took you basically a day and a half of overland travel to get there. You guys left first thing in the morning, and you're arriving there like late at night. It's like 2, 3 in the morning, and you crest a hill, and you see the small town below. See a couple torches of guardsmen kind of doing their patrols. What do you guys do?
Woo! We made it.
Just for a heads up, you are aware that your walking speed is my running speed, correct?
I am also significantly higher, bigger,
Altitude? Yeah, okay.
and I'm wearing this heavy armor.
Yeah, sure, okay. They asked in it for you. Got it, no problem.
Alright. I'm gonna cast a light spell and raise my hand and start walking toward the gate.
There's a wisp. And they start shooting arrows at you. No.
I'm dead.
No, but after like you do that, and you're using your wayfinder, you cast this light, and a couple heartbeats later, you start making your way nearer to town, and you hear a voice yell out, "Somebody approaching the gates!" And there's like a clang, 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 clang as they ring the watch bell, and a beat or two later, like 3 guardsmen like kind of come out towards you guys. They're approaching slowly. They're armed. They each have a spear. They aren't necessarily pointing them at you all, but as they probably expected you back at some point. But they see you guys. You see them, and they we're back. Ticket. We were told not to expect you for a few more days. Where's Henris and Trindon?
I point the ticket to Doc.
Yeah, they're kind of indisposed at the moment, figuring something out. So we went on ahead. But,
Dead. No, but they're okay. Did you find sign of the missing colonists?
Yeah, about that. We did, not exactly in the same capacity that you're thinking, though.
I believe Ramona should be alerted to this at once. Please come with me. And it's like one of the lead guardsmen. I don't have all their names pulled up in front of me, but somebody you'd all be familiar with. And he leads you guys into town, takes you to the governor's mansion, knocks a couple times. A couple minutes later, Ramona, comes out. She's wearing like Ebenezer Scrooge style PJs, big nice. Sleeping cap, yep. Goes down to her knees. But she just like opens the door. "Oh, Ticket, Robert. Oh, glad to see you. Where's Henris and the other one, Trindon?"
The other one.
Yeah.
First of all, lady, Trindon's the only reason we're alive, okay?
I'm sorry, it's 3 a.m.
Right now, Henris and Trindon are back where we came from. Trying to do a little bit
They're
of research.
Okay, though.
They're both okay, yeah. They're all right.
Okay, thank goodness. Praise Desna. Please come in. Thank you, guardsman. And dismisses one of this guardsman. I don't want to give this guy a name. What's one of the guardsman's name? This is Clive. Okay, there we go. Perfect. There we go. Is that one of their names? Okay. Well, there's a fair amount. Well, okay, we wait till you see how I've named some of these new colonists. But no, I actually got all their names. So this is Kinnegir Freescar, because these are when I was still using a name generator, and it was like, I'm just not going to name these people after people I like from books and movies and directors. But Finnegar Freescar, he bids you guys adieu, goes to resume his patrol. Ramona invites you guys in. And you can see on the table in front of her, and in because she's in the governor's mansion. It's big, but I mean it's still relatively fair sized for this, just small fledgling colony. It's the size of like maybe like a 2-bedroom apartment, where other places are a lot more like kind of like expanded studios for your guys' home. She's on the table in front in her like dining room. Are a whole bunch of like you see this map that you guys have seen before. She actually had it out before of the island itself, and there's looks like a couple different places that have been marked, because at this point you guys have been gone for, I think this is 4 days now, because you camped, you made your way. So 1, 2, 3. This would be like the 4th day. So this morning would be. So, but she doesn't really address that, but just kind of tell me all that happened. And I mean, you can get as specific or unspecific with this as you want. If you just want to say, you tell her what happened, you can tell her what happened. I don't know if there's anything you guys are wanting to omit.
Yeah, Ticket has nothing to hide. He doesn't care. He's just, I mean, unless Robert stops him, just gonna tell him the whole shebang.
Yeah.
Yeah, and she is just flabbergasted by the end of the story. I mean, it's fantastical when you say it out loud. It's found this still standing Aslanti tower that had these, pieces of wondrous technology in it. You fought more of these undead, or not undead, but aquatic humanoids. You had encountered 2 of the missing colonists, and then were attacked by them, and one of them got away, and one of them you were forced to slay, as it were. And by the end of it, she's just amazed. She just looks shocked and amazed. This is, I'd hoped that this would shed some light on what was happening, but I'm afraid I only think I have more questions now than I did before you all left for the tower.
Oh, trust me, you ain't the only one.
I think that Rayland mind control moment struck moment Brendan struck the final blow. Came back, understand where he was, what he was doing. That's another wrinkle. Master. Talk about. It. I wouldn't know that. I wouldn't know. So let me.
Yes. I mean, if you say he was, I mean, if he was fighting you, I knew Rayland. He was a good man. He was smart. He was courageous. I mean, he was an Eagle Knight. He fought proudly in the rebellion against the Sheliacs. He was a strong warrior and someone I considered a friend. So the fact that he would attack you out of turn like this, it just seems so unlike his character. I'm inclined to believe that that is the case as well. Um, she just and so you say there were these but this other woman, Eliza, I knew of her. I don't know her personally, but I knew she was part of the first wave of the expedition. You say she got away and she's out there somewhere still. Then at this point, I think perhaps trying to capture her alive may be the way we're going to get answers here. Do you happen to have any idea of which way she went? I mean, I understand it's a big island.
Well, she jumped into a tank of water and she was gone. Unfortunately, that's the best I got. I tried to go after her. She swims real fast. Plus, she's got longer legs than me.
Yes, that checks out. I see she was writing a notebook, longer legs, the ticket.
He doesn't tell lies, man. It's only facts.
Yes, but goodness. Oh, it sounds like our first course of action then actually is to send you with some men to go and retrieve Trindon and Henris and all these items you say you found. And, well, I don't have the manpower to secure this tower, but it's something I would like to do. Luckily, we're due in, she kind of consults like an almanac. It's like in 3 weeks' time, the next arrival of colonists should be getting here, and I've got another half dozen odd soldiers coming on that. And I think I would like to possibly set up some sort of I don't know, just again, just lock this tower down to make sure that whoever was using it for whatever nefarious means doesn't can't return to it. Because it sounds like, I mean, oh, and you guys also found, just to remind you guys found the corpse of another person there, another human. You didn't find like any identifying marks or anything, but something that was definitely clearly older. Doesn't seem to be your missing fisherman, but was was another person possibly from the first wave. So, but she's basically saying she would like to, and that was Cuthbert. They would like to, yeah, she's saying she would like to basically set up a watch there to see if these people come back. But again, not saying you guys have to do that, but that is what she's just kind of talking out loud here saying. But yeah, I mean, at this point, she's willing to basically first thing in the morning, because you guys are going to have to rest because you guys are going to be fatigued right now. That's the overlay in the March thing, going more than 24 hours without a rest. And being fatigued basically makes you useless, not in combat. You cannot partake in any exploration activities while fatigued. So if you're traveling or anything like that, you can't seek, you can't sneak, you can't do any of those things that are exploration activities to do, while you're not in a combat situation. So it kind of hamstrings you by a lot. So it's definitely something, if you guys really wanted to, you could head out while fatigued. Probably not a good idea. But
Trent will be fine. He carried us on his back. He's good.
I got this.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's willing to send you with. She can send. She can send 3 colony soldiers with you. Actually, she'll send 2 colony soldiers and Anya Sandstrider with you.
You go on ahead, Ticket. I want to talk to Ramona about this.
I mean, are we resting first and then going, or are we staying, or are we just going straight back out?
Resting first. Rest first.
Okay.
Then we'll get like a little canoe, or people who want to come and go pick up the
All
boys.
Right. Well, then you can talk to whoever you want to talk to. I'm gonna go face plant.
So once Ticket leaves, I go Raylan's sword, and I'd like to keep it, but that's your decision.
And she like kind of takes it, like holds it, and she's not necessarily a fighter herself, but the way she holds the sword, you think she probably has some experience wielding weapons at the least. Yes, this is his sword. If I had any doubts, this would be the end of them. Yes, I mean it's yours, Robert. If you wish to keep it, I hope perhaps you would be able to wield it in a way that would bring honor back to him in whatever way he's lost it.
For the weapon, and second. Ramona, I would actually like to ask you for dinner at the end of the week. Business and pleasure.
It is 3 a.m. No, she's like, she's, yes, that would be fine. Yes, once everything has been taken care of and things have calmed down here a little bit as much as they can. Yes, that would be fine, Robert. I suppose we could have much we could discuss.
Absolutely. Well, thank you. Have a good night.
You as well. And
my man's fucking risen this woman up at 3 o'clock in the morning.
You gotta shoot your shot, man. Defenses are down. Defenses are down now, man.
No, it was a flashbang. I appreciate it. It was good.
On the sword, he just wrote you up. He handed it to her. You go. You rest. The next morning, you guys probably don't get a full rest in, but I won't count it against you guys in this case. It's you guys rest for 4 or 5 hours, making it 7, 8 in the morning. You actually, a knock on the door is what awakens you, and it's Anya Sandstrider. She's basically told you she was informed last night what was going on. She's already got 2 other guardsmen, and with basically 2 of you to a boat and her on one other one. And because that's right now, the colony has 2 longboats. That's what was left to you from the Peregrine when it departed. And saying, she's happy to take this up along the coast. It's going to be, a tiring journey, but you guys should arrive sometime in the late afternoon. And then you guys can essentially make camp there for the night and then head out fresh the next morning.
Yeah. And let's get back with Trendon, and he tells us everything he's learned. Right?
Yeah, I think so. I think so. Yeah. Was there anything else, Trendon, you were wanting to do during that time? Because basically we played out one day. That was mostly you. That was essentially the whole day. It was you messing with the crossbows and the robot itself, the automaton. Yeah. So, and then that evening, that night, I don't imagine Trendon sleeps much. Probably just really into this fucking working as Lanty robot. But you would have essentially another full day, more or less, to, we'll assume Henris catches gentle repose again on Arcalie's body. Is there anything else you were wanting to do before the rest of the group arrives, like with this robot or anything like that?
Trendon and the robot are basically going to be hanging out the entire time, and Trendon's just going to be asking all kinds of questions about the Aslanti Empire, and just trying to get more general knowledge that he could try and learn. And he will also try and salvage the other one, because I think that one was broken.
Yeah, this one seems like it's probably beyond repair, but you think you could get parts from it to where if anything happened to this one, you may be able to repair it. Like if this one was ever in some sort of catastrophic disaster where its self-repair mechanism wouldn't function, you think you might have the ability to repair the currently working one with the broken one.
Okay, awesome.
It's also heavy as shit, though. This thing's like a person, but made of metal, so it's like fucking 10 bulk. So it's going to take a lot to try to bring it back, and maybe somewhere you leave it here and piecemeal it or something. But yeah, you do have that option available. But yeah, I mean, and so I've been thinking about this a little bit during the week. What I think I'm basically going to do is I'm going to let you, whenever you're in the presence of are you going to name the robot? You want to name the robot something?
Yeah, you need to name it.
Yeah, what should we name it?
If you name it Johnny 5, I'm going to attack you.
Johnny 5, it's alive.
I called it C-3PO before, but I don't want to call it that. That's
I mean, how about this? You got time to think about
it. It is C-3PO.
Yeah, I'll think about it.
Yeah, that's fine. You just think about it. I was just mostly curious. Yeah, so you think about it, no worries. But basically what I'm going to do is whenever you're in the presence of the critter, of the robot. I'm just checking here. It's so weird. It doesn't say untrained when you roll it, but on your actual, because that's what I was checking on your character sheet. It says expert. Anyways, whatever you're rolling as Lanty lore in the presence of the robot, I'm going to give you a +2 circumstance bonus to your rolls, because that's essentially you being able to consult with this robot.
Okay, I'll take it. That's
You
the
better
plus
get a good
14
fucking name.
yeah.
But yeah, so yeah, that's fine. Yeah, you just spend the day, and I mean, this could be, it could be anything from, I imagine, your interests, or from the germane to the extreme. It's hey, so what was the Atlantic Christmas like? It's just and then what about their experimentations on humans, and so that kind of stuff. Like it's this thing is, I mean, you're kind of on the nose. It's not exactly a protocol droid, but it's not exactly not. This thing seems like it was made for fine skill work by the evidence of the room that you discovered it in, containing all these small tools for working on clockwork things. It was funny, Robert mentioned it, kind of in the chat earlier, but about, not really meant for manual labor. This thing doesn't seem like it'd be any good at manual labor. It's not strong or anything like that. It's more meant for fine, delicate work. It definitely could, if you wanted it to do something like that. But I mean, it's got a strength of 12, so it's not particularly strong or anything like that. And everything else across the board is pretty baseline too. It's not like a supercomputer, or anything like that. It is, at the end of the day, it is a clockwork. It is a very advanced clockwork, but it is still a clockwork. So it's it's not totally just this end all be all hyper intelligent robot being, but. Sure. But yeah, so I mean, it's you could learn a lot of things from it. You can teach it to do things. It can follow basic commands. The one thing I will say that the biggest thing is, it can aid along with Trendon doing it once it picks up enough of kind of interacting with other people. I will basically roll rolls for it to see if it can start learning common, and if it succeeds enough times, I will let it basically be something where it can help other people learn as Lanty.
Ooh, that'd be cool.
Yeah, it'll be a number of roles for it to first learn common, and then once it learns common, it can start trying to be, basically kind of being a translation thing. It can be like a Duolingo, but yeah, it's going to take some time for that to happen. But exactly, and that's the reason I'm bringing that up, is because there is some significant downtime coming up. So that's definitely something to think about. Is the more people who understand Aslanti, the better for you guys. Because I mean, right now we kind of treat it as Trendon as an instant translation machine, but it's still a good thing to have. What if something happens to Trendon? Then you're fucked. But
in more ways.
So yeah, and in a lot of ways, to be honest. People like to bitch about the wizard, man, but wizards are fucking clutch.
Dude, they're fun.
They're great.
Regardless of whatever he was, but yes, it's very nice to have a wizard.
Whatever his class was, anything but bard. But yeah, so yeah, you guys spend the day during that, though, you and your robot buddy. Just a montage of just, let me tell you about my best friend while trending.
We're moving different places, having tea and stuff.
He's running up the stairs and the robot's clapping for him.
Trendon, I always knew you had it in you to learn how to ride a bike.
I do want to ask the robot one thing.
Yeah.
After taking it all in.
So, yeah, you guys arrive back, seeing this. I mean, there's probably a part where it's just the colony guards, because you Ticket and Robert don't know about this, at least that it's now on your side. But I imagine you guys maybe walk in and turning in the robot, or he's reading a book to it or whatever, translating a book, and he's just oh my god, what is that? Jesus! She draws her.
Hit it!
The colony guards have their spears.
Guys, chill. It's with us. I programmed it, or I reprogrammed it.
Okay, yeah, and you can give the whole spiel, and you can kind of, and it takes a while. Basically, you guys are making camp here for the night anyways, so you have plenty of time to kind of give read the whole recounting of what you did here, along with
Sure.
basically that you got the robot up and running, and what it's told you. So to remind you of a couple things it told you, it was activated some 60 odd days ago. The colonists themselves were starting at least showing signs of being missing some 45-ish odd days ago. This thing was activated about 8 weeks ago. Well, I'm sorry, and this was on me. I was kicking myself for it at the end of the session. I wasn't factoring in your guys' actual playtime on the island. So you guys have been here for a little over 2 weeks now. So this thing was saying it's more activated 10 weeks ago. And at this point, you guys would know the colonists were started disappearing, at least, or odd things started showing up. as early as 8 weeks ago at this point now, since you guys have from now back. Basically, not since you guys arrived on the island. It was 6 weeks when you guys arrived. 8 weeks now that you've been here. But yeah, so and then it had some other master that had activated it. It had designated Eliza Hanover and Raylan Darkley as allies, along with the aquatic humanoids, the scum. And yeah, there's just that's kind of what you picked up from it without really gaining any knowledge about what this other thing was, besides its other master. So I was saying that it also looked like a human. And it did make a remark about you guys wearing what seemed to be strange fashion, while this other master was not. But yeah, you guys arrive. You blah, 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 blah. Everybody becomes friends with old new robot here. And yeah, so sure. What do you want to ask, Robert? What do you have in Trend and Translate for you?
After taking all this in, I asked the robot, you know of the blacksmith Aerodin?
Kind of like shakes its head. Oh, I don't know, maybe. Let's take a look.
Out of character, I was like, if he created this, like it would be like, this is a holy relic.
That'd be cool.
We will not put this in the field. Fight me.
Yeah.
Rodin was.
Yeah, no. It just no, I do not know of this Aerodin. I was created in the foundries of New Biscari on the southern tip of the Atlantic continent.
He's a man who became a god of humanity. Died, unfortunately. That's all we really know about him.
Sucks to be him.
He became a god of humanity and he died. What a legacy.
And then he died.
He died. He sucked and died.
Well, he also destroyed prophecy upon his death too. I'd say that's even more of his legacy. That prophecy just doesn't work anymore. But yeah, no, this do not know of this Aerodin. This unit has been stored in this facility for terror time. And that's another thing. It seems to not really have a great grasp of how long it's actually been here. It knows it was activated within the last 10 weeks, but it doesn't really have much recollection beyond that of its actual time. It's got basic information about and you think too, this thing may have served as some sort of kind of information terminal almost. But again, its scope would have been limited. It's got probably very basic Aslanti information, but it can't tell you. It doesn't have a working history of the entire Aslanti Empire. But no, it does not say it was built by Aerodin.
Okay, all I wanted to know.
Is that something I could? Sorry, work on the robot to try and repair his memory to see if he could remember how old he is?
I will say right now, you think it's outside the scope of your skill. Maybe you take a few moments and you peek under his dome and you see a lot that recording gem that you guys found that seemed to contain, the last words of some Aslanti folk that you played back through that bust. It looks like there's a lot of those are kind of making up his noggin, but they look even more intricate. It's just something that, you think you may be able to luck out and do something, but as of now, you think you may do more harm than good.
Okay, sounds good.
But yeah, is there anything else you guys do here before, kind of loading up the next day with all your newfound goodies and Arkley's body?
Oh, I'm good. I'm good.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything Ticket wants to do with this tower.
Yeah, I can't think of anything either.
I forgot. Did anybody investigate the tank that was at the top of the tower besides checking out the rune that was on it that seemingly caused the mirror image spell?
I think I looked at the rune.
What's her face jumped in?
No, not the big one, but at the very top of the tower, not the one that runs from the second to the third floor, but there's a smaller, like looks like maybe like 7 foot
Yeah.
tall by like 3 foot wide tank, and
Yeah.
that's the one that had the feet over it when you guys first got up there, and when it got ripped off by Arkley, that's what triggered the mirror image glyph that was on it that caused it to appear on Arkley and Trindon.
Yeah. Asked the robot what the room was.
No, he couldn't tell you what it was. I just didn't know if you investigated the actual tank itself.
I don't think. Which hey, I would love to.
Sure. I mean, yeah. Again, you guys have a whole late afternoon, night to kind of mess around in here still. So, I mean, tell me what you want to do. I just can't remember if you guys had how do you want to investigate it? Oh, and don't forget, the robot also told you that that other ring, the one on the ground floor, not the one that there's the two twin rooms of, but the one in kind of the back room is a ring of identifying magic. So basically, if you put something in there, and as long as as long as you have the identify or whatever the hell, or read aura or whatever the spell is, detect magic. That's the word I'm looking for. As long as you have the detect magic cantrip like Trinan does, it basically like gives you a list of what an item does if it's magical, and you put it inside that ring.
Yeah. I will.
Like if you wanted to test it, you could, Robert, you could put your sword in there. It'll be, not in game terms, but in meta terms, I'm going to tell you would say it's a +1 striking, long sword. It'll tell you exactly what it is and all its properties.
Yeah. I will gingerly out of the tank.
So it's engraved in the tank. The rune is engraved into the tank itself.
Okay. Yeah. I will have the tank. Down the stairs onto.
The tank is like attached to the floor. This is like a water tank that's like 7 feet tall and like 4 feet wide. You ever lift a fish tank?
Yeah. Yes. So
it's
yeah.
filled with
Okay.
water.
Oh no. Okay. Well then. Imagine this.
Oh, I could do a Arcana check. Can I just try and see if I can recognize what the rune is?
Mm-hmm.
You want that in that tower? I don't remember if you want that in the tower or just out in the open.
Sorry, rune itself, it's actually going to be occultism. If you want to try to identify this. And you can just roll it in the open, that's fine.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah, man, you're pretty sure this is like a just some dead language you've never heard of before.
Okay.
I don't know.
I mean,
I don't have anything else.
You want me to look at it? I don't know what I'd look at it with. Occultism?
It'd be occultism, yeah. Yeah.
Definitely don't.
Yeah, and if you're not trained in it, yeah, this isn't even one where you could try to roll untrained. Yeah, without the requisite skill feats that exist for that. Yeah, I mean, it's just something along those lines. I will say the tank itself is filled with water. It appears very similar to the one that rises from the second to the third floor, in that there's like a door on it, and if you open the door, the water does not come out, which is the same thing that is with the other tank. The other tank has a door on the bottom. If that door is open, the water appears to stay, static, and the water itself, at least in the big tank, which you guys have been in, at least one of you, Ticket has, is just like a totally neutral room temperature water. It appears as if it is fresh water.
No, I'm ready to head home myself.
Yeah. Anybody else have anything they want to do here? Or are you guys just going to head out?
Hey, I don't think there's anything that Ticket wants to do in here, so he's ready to go.
Okay. So the first issue you're going to run into is this robot will not go in the boat. Not in the sense that they're like won't go in the boat. They're too fucking heavy. You put this robot in the boat and it's not going to happen. So I don't know how you guys want to play this out, especially with all the other crap you guys are hauling back. There's just not room in this boat for the robot.
We can't leave him behind.
Well, Ticket, are you ready for another overland hustle?
It's poor Ticket.
I hate you so bad right now.
That's
Yeah, fine, whatever. Come on, stupid fucking robot. No offense, Trinity. I know he's your best friend and everything, but why does it have to be so fucking heavy?
None taken. I totally understand. I don't want to walk that far either, but he's real heavy, I guess.
Are you going to
Listen.
go along with them, Trinden?
Yeah, I'll go with him.
Yeah. I'll probably just assume you four are going to overland travel back, and then they'll in the canoes take Arkley's body and then all the associated heavy shit, like the 2 crossbows, the breastplate, the bust, because all that shit's heavy as hell. Like that stuff by itself is all like 12 bulk. Yeah, so it's heavy as hell. And Robert, I want to tell you, I looked at your character sheet. I did it for the repair kit. Your water skin only weighs a light bulk, so that one's just 0.1. It's not a full bulk for the water skin, even when it's full.
Huh. I don't know why it's 1 then. Okay, that makes a lot of sense then.
I don't know. Even looking at it on your sheet, it only shows me that it's 0.1, not 1 full. But I don't know. But yeah, so yeah, you guys. We'll just. I mean, we don't really need to play it out. It's fine. You guys head back towards town, and you arrive. And at this point, this is where we're going to kind of enter into the downtime mode. So you guys have 45 days of downtime here. We're going to kind of play this out in a macro way and in a micro way. Basically, if you have like a couple small things you want to do, like Repair wants to go to dinner with Ramona, it's fine. If there's something Trina wants to do, if there's something Ticket wants to do, you just tell me what those are. But otherwise, I'm going to kind of just paint it over in broad strokes. There's going to be arrival of new colonists. This is going to include those people arriving. I'll kind of describe them when that happens, and we'll go from there. One thing I did want to mention is, so right now, Robert has a +1 striking weapon. Seems like he's not in any need of that by any means. If you're wanting to transfer these other runes off to other weapons, being it sounded like it was probably going to go to Henris and Ticket. And Henris, I don't know. I guess we'll have to figure out what weapons he's doing with, because he's going to try to retrain into War Priest. So it's 10% of the rune cost is what it costs to transfer a rune. So you'd be looking at a sum total of about 9.7 gold. I'm just going to round it down to 9 gold to transfer both the +1 and the striking rune onto a weapon from one of these +1 striking crossbows.
Yeah. I have 5.
Yeah, I mean, keep in mind, you guys, it's not just your gold. I mean, I'm looking at your other stuff too. Like I did the math roughly, and you guys have about 37 gold in total if you count your copper and silver too. Plus, I don't know if you guys are going to try to sell anything or what the idea here is, because the ship is going to come. You can buy and sell from the ship. You guys do have some items. I mean, anything that is not just a straight valuable, like a gem, art, or jewelry, sells for half price. Anything that is one of those sells for full price. So again, just letting you guys know what you're looking at here. You do want to say, know of a cave where there are probably a lot of gems that are probably worth a fair amount of money.
Nope, not going.
Hey, you guys are talking about money. I'm just letting you know there was a fair amount left on the table.
Himself. I ain't going.
Okay, so we're in the downtime. I want to sell my trident, my bronze bull pendant, and my ornate spear. I put those in the... I don't know how much they cost. I know it sucks to...
Yeah, that's fine. You guys also have some other random odds and ends too. I don't know. I think you guys actually sold those, the like coral pieces you got way back when and stuff. But yeah, I mean, if you just click on the item itself, like the bolt pendant is worth 7, so it'd go for 3.5. Ornate spear is it says 5, but I'll go ahead and just bump that up to 5 silver, but I'll bump it to 5 gold because it's pretty. So it'll be 5 gold, so 2.5. So far you're up to 6 gold. And then the trident is worth 10 silver. So that would go for 5 silver. So you get 10 gold, 5 silver for selling those 3 things. And I will go ahead and delete those from the party sheet, and you can add the gold to your character sheet yourself.
Wow.
Yeah, 10 gold, 5 silver.
Okay. Oh, I just need... That's me selling.
Okay. What about Ticket? Trindon, did you guys have anything you wanted to sell?
Trina goes first.
I have a simple gemstone I could try to sell, I guess. But other than that, I don't really have anything I want to get rid of.
Yeah, what's the gemstone say? Like if you open up the description, does it say how much it's worth?
No, it just says a gemstone that appears to be filled with a small inert gear. Oh, it's
Oh,
that.
that's the recording gem.
Yeah, never mind. I don't want to sell that.
Yeah.
Forgot about that.
No
So no,
worries.
I don't
Yeah,
want to sell
that's
anything then.
okay. I wasn't sure. Yeah, I didn't know if Trina would have anything.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Are those okay? The swim fins are gone. Never mind. I was gonna sell those motherfuckers.
You can sell the swim fins. That's fine
Yeah,
if you really
sell
want
swim
to.
fins. Sell the
Sure,
one of the
let's-
new people that shows up doesn't know how to swim.
Yeah. Hey, fuckface, you want to buy these fins? They're great. I use them all the time.
These are +5 swimming speed swim fins, guaranteed. Don't look at them too closely. Just buy them.
Ooh, okay. Yeah, some rube off the boat. They're actually worth. I mean, they're worth 5 gold, so you get 2.5 gold for that. So just
Hell yeah,
put,
I'll take it.
give
Wow.
yourself 2.5 gold on your character sheet.
Does anybody want this steel shield with spike shield?
Let's hold on to that. Let's put that in the party sheet because Henris might use that. He's going to be trained in martial weapons. He does. The breastplate.
in
I don't know
this-
if you
Yeah, this fucking
would
breastplate.
because you need a free head for spellcasting. But anyways, go ahead.
Oh yeah. Well, if he put yeah. Okay. Yeah. No, let's sell it then. Shields are
Yeah, well, and this one's got a shield boss on it, so it'll be worth a little more. So let's take a look. So shield, PFT, regular baseline shield, steel shield it's worth 2 gold. So I'll just go ahead and bump it up to 3. So yeah, 1.5 gold. 1.5 gold is what you'll get for the steel shield with the spikes.
Okay. And then the breastplate too.
Breastplate. Breastplate is worth 8 gold, so 4 gold for the breastplate.
Perfect. I think that is the extent of everything that I would like to sell.
and yeah, the rings you got, like obviously you're probably use, but those are like 80 something gold. That's
Yeah, they're
that's
expensive.
that's liquid in your pocket.
Kiss the rings.
Yeah.
So I will say those are great items. Don't get me wrong, but I don't know if it is something you want to hold on to. They are worth they're worth 50 gold. So they'd be worth 25 gold if you sold them. But I mean, they might be worth it to keep for that price. But I mean, they are essentially just, I mean, are you planning on taking like two-handed feats, Chris, with Ticket or?
I mean, my initial plan for him was to dual wield.
Okay.
But I, like you said, and like what Robert was saying, I don't necessarily see the benefit of me having them at the moment. So I'm probably going to sell them.
Just because, yeah, I mean, there are like, because there's essentially no difference in you holding 2 daggers versus just making attacks with 1, unless you start getting into the feats like double slice and stuff like that. But I don't even know exactly what's accessible to a rogue as far as that goes. I know there are some, but I don't know. I don't know exactly what they are. I've never played a rogue, so I'm not super well versed in what you may be able to get with them. And again, that is always something at a later time you could possibly purchase again if they were something you're interested in, and or maybe one of you picked up magical crafting or something along the way. Yeah.
Could I steal 5 gold from that cell so that I can buy half plate?
Oh, now you're hitting me up for money.
I am
see.
hitting you up for money. I'm sorry.
Well, just remember, once you start borrowing from, that accumulates.
Yeah, what's the VIG?
Is that you're going to be your future role in the colony? Is you're going to be a money lender? Is that?
I mean, I have been talking to Rich Fancy Pants. What's his nuts? I forgot what his name is.
There's yeah, hardcore Carol B. There are currently also 2 priests of Abadar among the colonists. So the money lending aspect might be covered, but not the unofficial money lending.
I'll give Robert 5 gold.
Okay, so yeah, just go ahead and remove the rings from your sheet and go ahead and give yourself Robert 5, and then give yourself 20 ticket.
Okay. 20 gold, right?
20 gold, yeah, because they're worth 50 gold, so half price, so 25 gold.
Okay, perfect. I do know what I want to do during probably the entirety, if not most of my downtime, so I'm gonna let everybody
Okay.
else go first.
Okay. All right. Wonderful. Well, let's just start with Trinan first. Then, Trinan, what do you want to do during this time? Again, it's 45 days. That's a long time. So that is
Sure.
there are feats if you wanted to retrain them, you could do that as long as they're within reason, things of that nature. Like what is Trinan doing during this time? Because this is I'll just let you know this is a time of relative peace. The colony itself, everything seems to be as right as it can be. There are mutterings of still just like what the fuck happened to these 100 people who were here before us. That is kind of a cloud that is just ever hanging over you guys. I think there's probably there's some colonists getting used to the robot, things of that nature, but eventually he will just become kind of a fact of life amongst the colony. What does Trindon do?
Um, initially he's gonna try and learn the rest of the spells in that spell book that he found.
Okay.
But I'm trying to pull that up and it's like blank when I click on the spell book. It had all the
Oh,
spells on there before.
let's take a look. I am looking at your.
And I thought it was called something different than just spell book, but I don't see it.
Yeah, I'm looking in your inventory right now. So let's see. So, writing set, explorer's clothing, gemstone, examples, fancy tomes, spellbook. Okay, somehow it got unidentified. Go ahead and click it again.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so now it's identified. So, yeah, it's a field study of practical arcana in an aquatic environment. So yeah, there's a number of spells in there. There's some cantrips. There's acid splash, daze, detect magic, electric arc, light, message, prestidigitation, shield, sigil, tanglefoot. There's a couple first level spells being air bubble, create water, fear, featherfall, hydraulic push, magic weapon, temporary tool, and tether. There's a couple second level spells, dark vision, dispel magic, resist energy, water breathing, water walk, and then there's some third level spells, feet, fens, and slow. Keep in mind there is a cost associated with trying to learn these spells, so it really kind of depend on what you're trying to learn. And let's go ahead and look at the learn a spell table. So learn a spell. So basically, there's time, which I'm not really going to worry about too much at this point because you're going to have it's 1 hour per level. So I mean
Okay.
that's fine. You're gonna have plenty of time to do this. But yeah, so a first level spell, or I'm sorry, a first or a cantrip is 2 gold, a second level spell is 6 gold, and a third level spell is 16 gold.
I do
And if you
not have enough
critically
of that.
succeed, it is half the material, but a regular success is and these are, you also have to make checks. The DCs are pretty easy though. I'll let you know the hardest DC. I mean, it goes 15, 18, 20 in ascending order. First or cantrip is a DC 15 Arcana check. Second level is an 18 Arcana check. Third is a 20 Arcana check. But if you fail to learn the spell, but you can try again after you gain a level and the materials aren't expended. But if you critical fail, you expend half the materials. So you would still expend half the cost, even if you don't learn the spell.
Okay.
So are there any of those that you want to try to focus on? Because looking at your sheet, it looks like you have, you basically have 7 gold if we just convert your silver. I'm just going to do that for you now. I'm just going to give you 7 gold and 6 silver. So that's so you could basically try to do a second level one, more or less, if that's what you wanted to, or 1, 2, 3 of either the first level or the cantrips.
Let's do a second level. I want to do the resist energy, I think. So I already have dispel magic.
Okay. That's a good spell. All right, so yeah, resist energy. So this is going to be an Arcana check. It is DC 18. I will go ahead and just say Hinderus. Well, you can't do that actually for this type of thing. Guidance doesn't work on extended things like that. So this is just a straight up roll. So just give me an Arcana check. Trying to hit a DC 18. Oh, natural 20. Nice. You expend half the materials, so you're actually only going to expend 3 gold. So you have 4 gold left, and you now know the spell Resist Energy, or it's in your spell book at the very least.
Okay.
I know a guy that can give you some money if you need it.
How much is it for third level spell?
16 gold.
Ooh, yeah, that's a lot.
So
I'm
even
not
on
gonna
a
ask for that
critical
much.
success, even on a critical success, and again, it's a DC 20, so that one's you got about a 50-50 chance on.
Okay.
Yeah, and if you waste my money, I'm gonna be upset.
Yeah, let's not do that.
Again, the
all right.
only other critical success, do you expend any materials or a critical failure, and that's half the material cost, so that would be 8 gold. But a 1 is what you get a critical failure on, but it still could be bad. You still
Yeah.
could roll a 1.
I think I'll just learn another first level spell.
Sure. What's the other one you're trying to learn?
Let's do fear.
Fear?
Ooh.
Okay. So this will be 2 gold, so go ahead and give me another Arcana check. DC 15 this time for first level.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Another critical success. Great. So you only spend 1 gold this time around. So you have 3 gold left still, and you now know fear.
All right.
Yeah, and once you know the spell as well, like you could always upcast it too. Like just because you've learned it at first level,
Oh, yeah,
you
that's
can
right.
still prepare it at its higher levels too. It's just the other ones are only of that level, but you could still upcast a fear. You could prepare it in a higher level slot.
Okay.
I don't know when fear gets bumped up, but yeah. So you still have 3 gold left. Do you want to try to learn another one or?
Yeah. I'll do create water. I feel like we'll probably need that,
Yeah,
so I can
never a bad
control
one.
water.
Yeah, sure. So roll me another Arcana check.
Wait, can you cast that on people, or is it just like putting it into water skins?
Create water, it's you can't like cast it like, I mean, you could kind of cast it on people in the sense, I guess you could like make a bucket. I'll have to look at the spell, but you can't like create water in like somebody's lungs or something. Like,
No. I mean, like, can you like make them? Okay, this is gonna sound really bad, so bear with me. Can you make them wet, or can you put it on the floor?
let's take a look. I
It's
honestly,
cup your
go ahead.
hands and it water just flows from your hand. Not like yeah, you could put your hands above somebody's head, but like
The only reason I'm asking is because would it make them more conductive for his electric spells if they're wet?
Oh
No,
yeah.
no. There's. I was just
Fuck.
giving you guys some fun with that the last time. There's nothing like that really in the game.
That
So
sucks.
you cup your hands, water begins to flow forth from them. You create 2 gallons of water. If no one drinks it, it evaporates after 1 day. So yeah, it's just 2 gallons of water.
Okay.
But yeah, so create water. That's a regular success for that one. So you're gonna expend the full 2 gold, but you now also know create water, and you are sitting on 1 gold, 6 silver, and 8 copper.
Okay. I think.
I tried Trindon.
Yeah. Thank you. I appreciate it. It was a good idea too. I think I'll be done trying to learn spells, and then basically he's gonna talk to the robot for probably the remainder of the time, and he has got those 3 Aslanti tomes,
Yeah.
and he'll probably just try and see if he can decipher or translate them,
Okay.
see what they're all about.
Yeah, so let's do that. Let's have you try to start deciphering these tomes, because they are, you speak Aslanti, but it's, and you read it, but it's, these are still, written, it's different. It's a different, vernacular, things like that. So go ahead and give me, let's just start with, give me 3 Aslanti lore checks. And I assume you're consulting the robot, so just give yourself a +2 on each of these.
There we
So
go.
let me consult my DC table here.
Okay.
heck.
Yeah, the +14 really helps.
Yeah.
No shit, right? All right, so these are all going to be, they're all DC. These are DC 19 checks, so you succeed on all of them. No critical successes or anything like that, but you succeed on all of them. So yeah, you're reading these, and they appear to be. So the first tome is primarily about the creation and maintaining of Ioun stones. Which is, you think if you spent enough time and possibly spec'd into magical crafting, it's something you think you might be able to do, but it would, I mean, it's an incredible expenditure of resources. The Aslanti themselves seem to have a insane amount of this kind of material available to them, where you guys do know, again, where there's a cave where the same type of gems do exist. But it's something where, again, you think it's probably outside of your wheelhouse for the moment, being a level 4 character. The second tome seems to more detail the information on clockworks. Again, basically each of these tomes, since you're successfully deciphering them, is going to give you a +2 on the relevant check. So the first one, if you decided to ever try to create your own Ioun stone, you would get a +2 to the roll. It's going to require like magical crafting, nothing you're going to be able to do at this moment. The same thing with the other one, the second tome. It's basically going into more of the nature of these Aslanti advanced clockworks. So same thing, you would get a +2 on the relevant check to do it. And then the third one, though, seems to be more kind of esoteric. It's almost like a this would be like the equivalent of like a I don't want to say like the like National Enquirer, but this is a book that doesn't seem exactly reputable in the sense of like it's not quite academic. It almost seems to go more into more kind of Aslanti folklore and myths and superstitions.
Oh,
And the
okay.
primary focus of the book seems to be on something called the Veiled Masters. And that seemed to be kind of a catch-all term for the Aslanti as far as if luck was going against them, like it's, oh, the Veiled Masters must be, kind of against you today if like your day's just going to shit, stuff like that. And that seems to be kind of the primary focus of the book. A lot of it seems to go into details about how that this is a pervasive Aslanti kind of superstition that has existed for a very long time, the equivalent of, hundreds of years, kind of, similar to, like a black cat, in our current, world where if a black cat crosses your path, it's bad luck. This seems to be kind of going into the sense of, the Veiled Masters being, kind of bad, a bad omen. And it posits, if these are, if this is something that is shared across Aslanti society, because another thing to know, and this is probably something that Trinity would know, or at least has maybe picked up through talking with the robot as well, is the Aslanti considered everyone Aslanti, as it were, kind of all parts of their empire, even including the non-humans. Non-humans were lesser Aslanti, but everything was Aslanti, as it were. So it seems to be, though, that this is something that has kind of been present across, even before the Aslanti Empire was an empire, there are kind of these same kind of pervasive myths that have existed amongst cultures, even, disparate as they were at times. So it does seem to kind of, try to lend some credence to it, but it is something without context is what I'll say. So you have this, but you don't have any sort of opposing opinions or anything like that.
Okay.
And like if it's something you bring up to the robot, it would basically dismiss it as, a superstitious thing that some of the lower classes of the Aslanti believed in. But yeah, that's what you get from the 3 tomes.
Okay.
And also, I was going to say, I haven't done it yet, but I was playing around with it this week, and I just forgot to put it in before we played because I was doing something else yesterday, and I was playing Civ. That's what I was doing. And I made up all the colonists, and I was like, "That's it, I'm done. I'm not prepping anymore." But I'm going to create basically a box for you guys to keep all your stuff at your house in. So if you just want to throw those 3 books in the party sheet for now, just so essentially they aren't clogging up your inventory, you can do that, and we'll just assume you have them at your house.
Oh,
I'll go ahead and share again. So for all you guys, here you go. Here's your house. Boop boop boop. There you go. Probably guess whose is whose. But yeah. So that's that's what you discover there. And this takes time. This takes time, Trenton. Like this, you're probably spending the majority of this downtime getting through these books, especially this last one, because it is written in a very, again, non academic way. It is very like this was probably a like pulp novel equivalent for the time.
Okay.
This is not something that would be necessarily in proper Aslanti. There would be euphemisms and similes and fucking shit like that just wouldn't translate super well. So it probably takes a lot of time to kind of try to really get into the meat of it. But that's what you pick up on it.
Okay, sounds good. Yeah, that last one sounds like he would be really like confused on some of the words and stuff.
Yeah, that's what I think. It's just a lot of like just weird isms that wouldn't be something that would again translate very well. But yeah, so we'll assume that's what Trendon's doing, at least for now, for the majority of his downtime. I'm going to circle back now. Let's go ahead and go to Robert then. Robert, beyond the dinner with Ramona, which we'll get to. That'll be kind of your micro focus there. What else are you doing? What are you doing during this time?
Yeah, and with that dinner, I'm not going to take a lot of time. I do want to do a little bit like RP, but there's going to be something that you're all going to get out. Anyway, so 30 days. I would like to work at the blacksmith. My other duties, or gold. Um, could I uh could I just like roll for like 4 weeks, like every week, like 7 days worth of work, and 4 times or something?
Yeah, so earn income has a couple of different like ways to do it. Basically, it's if you wanted to, that's I don't really have an issue with that if that's something you wanted to do. There's also like the basically where you can just each subsequent day you spend after the first, you're in the same amount as the first day up until the task completion. So basically, yeah, and I think a week makes sense here. I like that because it's basically you're going to be helping work on some project for a week, whether that's they need you to make plows or they need you to make nails or whatever the hell it may be. Because that is, of course, still the primary need of the colony or mundane items. You know, they aren't needing to turn out swords or anything like that. So yeah, why don't you go ahead and give me 4 checks. And what are you attempting these at? What is your crafting skill?
My
Are you
crafting's
trained, expert, master?
I'm trained.
Okay.
Trained.
You're just trained. Okay. So you can attempt these at either level 0 through 4. The difficulty is, of course, going to determine how much you get paid if you succeed. And the DC, obviously. I'll just give you so a DC 0 task, a level 0 task is 14, is a DC 14. And if you succeed, you get 5 copper. So, obviously not great. If you critically succeed, you get double that. So you get a silver. If you do it at level 4, it's a DC 19, and you can get 7 silver or 14 silver. So 1.4 gold if you critically succeed. So obviously, diminishing returns, easier the check, the less you get paid for it. So what do you want to do for these? And I'll let you choose these, individually if you like. If you want to do each 4 of the checks at a different, at a different level, that's fine. But you got level 0 through 4.
You know what? Let's do level 4 4 times.
Okay. So
That
what's
was
your
not.
modifier?
That was the
That's fine. We'll sort it out. What's your modifier for it?
+7.
Okay, so that's going to be 1 critical failure. I'm sorry, 1 failure, 1 critical failure, 1 regular success, and 1 critical success. So, critical failure, you don't earn anything. On a regular failure, you earn 1 silver. On a regular success, you earn 7 silver, and on a critical success, you earn 14 silver. So up to 21, 22 silver. So for those 4 weeks, you will gain a total of 2 gold and 2 silver.
9. I'm looking at Path Builder. I want to buy Trendon a present. Telling me that it is silver. But then the Nexus or whatever says that it's like 1.5 gold. What would you?
It's the same thing. 15 silver and 1.5 gold are the same thing. It's 10 silver to a gold.
Okay, well that's great then. So I'm going to buy Trendon. Find them. I'm going to buy Trendon some scroll robes.
Ooh, okay.
Ooh, those are cool.
Yeah, I bring Trendon these scroll robes. They're in a color that Trendon I've seen a lot. I show them so like if you channel your magic through it, you'll get something special, and you can place a scroll inside the robe at your leisure. Robes. Try channeling your
That's
magic
awesome.
through it.
Thank you. I appreciate that. This is awesome.
Yeah, and the cool thing about it is basically you get to, you still need a free hand to activate it, but you don't need to draw it. So you can essentially activate a scroll without having to draw it.
Okay. That's awesome.
Yeah, they're very cool. I believe it's 1 scroll at a time, but they're very cool.
Channeling your magic through it like runes on it.
Okay. So he'll channel his magic through it and like see the different runes come up, and he's like, "Wow, this is really cool. Thank you, Robert."
All right, and since the ship's here, I'd like to buy some half plate.
Sure.
Gold.
Yeah, sure. Just so you give yourself some half plate. You can drag it onto the items from the items to your character sheet, and then just make sure you dip. Are you going to sell your own breastplate then?
You know what? I'm gonna hold on to it Just for now.
Okay, that's fine.
That's all
Just curious. Yeah. Yeah, no problem at all. So you can sell that and then just, minus the equivalent gold from yourself. Trusting you guys to handle that.
And so that would put at
Like 6 gold. I'm not looking at just looking at the party sheet. It was 16 for the breastplate, or 16 for the half plate.
18.
It's 18, so 4 gold.
I believe I ordered when the ship came in. I ordered a cloak.
A dueling cloak, right?
Dueling cloak, yes.
Yeah, I believe you did as well.
Which I will present to Ticket. How useful it'll be now, but yeah, I'll present Ticket a.
Are you want me to start fighting bulls? Is that what this is?
Yes. Yeah.
Got it.
We're
You
trying
know
to.
I'm like 1/3 of their size, correct?
Won't that piss them off even more?
Sure.
Yeah,
Thanks,
sorry,
thanks, man. I
dueling
appreciate
cape.
the red.
So it's pretty cool. So while wielding the dueling cape this way, the cape uses so basically you can pull a dueling cape you're wearing from your shoulder and wrap it around your arm with an interact action. So one action. While wielding the dueling cape this way, the cape uses that arm and hand, and you can't hold anything else in that hand. While you do so, you can spend an action to hold it in a protective position, giving you a +1 circumstance bonus to AC and to deception checks to feint until the start of your next turn. So basically, if Ticket uses this to interact to hold the cape in place, he can then get a +1 on his feint on his next feint check that he makes until his next turn, which is pretty neat.
Robert's so sweet. Look at him buying gifts for everybody.
Yeah, it's awesome.
That's not even my birthday.
um. I guess the last 10 days, I will be helping Henris with his retraining. That'll be like kind of like an RP thing.
Yeah, for sure. Wonderful. So, yeah. I've talked about it. It's basically going to take him the full 45 days to retrain, and then retrain if he needs to retrain. So he's basically going to be tied up doing that. I'm going to imagine for the most part he's going to be like in the yard drilling with other folks as well too, with the colony soldiers and what's her nuts, the woman who's leading them currently. But yeah, okay, wonderful. So let's go ahead and we'll go to Ticket here first, and then we'll circle back to Robert's dinner. And actually, let's take a quick fiver here. I'm gonna hit the head, and then we'll go into Ticket, and we'll go from there. Okay.
Sounds
Sounds
good.
good.
Welcome back.
Oh, that reminds me.
Yes.
Something I learned is that familiar. You can every day, every long rest, you can retrain or you can swap their abilities. So it's like if you wanted Star to not be able to speak or have partner in crime, you could swap that out for something.
don't
I
know
think
what
he
else
should be
I'd
able. I
swap
think he
out.
should. I think he should speak.
He should always be able to speak. Absolutely, it's a requirement.
Yeah.
I want to use him more, but like it's just there really hasn't been a situation for me to use him right now.
Yeah. Yeah. Like he can aid. Um, if you're trying to disable like a trap, he can.
I don't think he can because it's like purely deception because of I'm a
Um,
scoundrel.
with partner in crime, it's he can aid to deception and
If you faint, I think.
He can help me with feint.
yeah, totally.
Yeah.
What?
But it's then he's on the field, and if somebody directly attacks him,
Yeah, he
he
could get
has your
one-shotted.
AC. Yeah, he'll get one shot, but like he has your AC, so he's pretty tough. Like there's a good chance they'll miss. And yeah, you got to take a week to get him back, but
Doesn't he give like flanking too, or is that not the case? Like, if he was on the other side,
I don't. That's a good. That's
I'm
I
not.
know like a mount would, but like I don't know
Yeah,
about him.
I don't think a familiar does because they don't have like attacks, so I don't think they do, but I'm not sure.
I'm trying to think of what kind of mental state it would put Ticket in if Start died is the thing. Like I that sounds funny, but like legitimately, I'm trying to think of what kind of mental state it would
Yeah.
be in. So
Well, think. Well, okay, so familiars you can resurrect them. It takes a week to come back. They're bound to you as long as you're alive. They're alive.
I mean, I know they'll come back, but
Yeah.
it's still
Yeah. That's 10.
still
That's
hurts when you see someone you like die. You know.
yeah. That's 7 days without him. 7 days on his best. Yeah. That's a good question. On the field.
I don't think it would count honestly as somebody that's flanking because he's like even smaller than me, and I
Oh
don't think
yeah,
he
that's
can, and
true.
I don't think he can attack on his own. So I don't think it would count.
No, I don't think
I
he
think he
has
can.
any. Well,
I don't think he has an attack. I don't think he can hit anything. I think he literally just is there to assist me with checks.
yeah, because that would make him a lot more like an animal companion, like a ranger's.
I mean, he has fortitude, will, reflex, perception. Size tiny, stat block. One of the like there's like one of the like more amusing builds for rogues pick summoner as their dedication, and they have a
Ooh,
summon that they use as a means to get backstab by having them get behind targets. Now,
yeah,
like
that would give flanking.
yeah, like that's one of the more more amusing.
That'd actually be kind of fun.
I am back.
Hey, welcome back.
All right. Welcome back. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, so let's go ahead and, like I said, we're going to run over to Ticket now. Ticket, what are you doing during your downtime?
Well, the first thing I want to do is I want to get rid of Bon Mot.
Okay. I'm going to retrain out of that. What are you trying to train into?
Well, I do have a question. Are you going to allow me to train another level 4 feet, or do I have to do a level 2?
It has to be of the equivalent. So if it's a level 2 feet, you have to train into a level 2 feet.
Okay, but can I do a level 1 feet instead of a level 2?
You can do a level 1. That is fine. Basically, it just has to be something you could have taken when you took the said feat. So if you took Bon Mod at second level, you can take another second level or another first level.
All right, then I'm going to get rid of Bon Mot and I'm going to retrain into Nimble Dodge.
Ooh, good one. So what do you think that looks like for Ticket? What does that week look like of training out of
He's just trying to say
forgetting how to yell at people? Yeah.
He's like, I'm a reformed man. I gotta clean up my act. I can't say this shit anymore. Oh damn, I already fucked up.
You guys start a swear jar for Ticket.
Yeah. It's essentially, yeah, he's just like, this is a different place. This isn't like the puddles, talk doesn't really get him a whole lot of places here. He's got to be lighter on his feet. He's got to be more able to react to what's going on around him because he's used to being able to talk his way out of things. So.
Yeah, no, which makes total sense. Like you are going from a wholly urban environment to the polar opposite of it. So like that makes perfect sense that he would be, exactly doing that, trying to train out of, this kind of fast talking ability to, shit talk people to get them off guard, to where you guys are encountering things that even if they aren't ancient Aslanti robots, they don't speak your language because they're monsters and or creatures or animals. So yeah, I like that. That's very fun. So yeah, I have no problem with that. You can go ahead and you would do that just by you just go into your abilities and you would just literally just go ahead.
Hold on. Do you mean you're next?
No. I mean Bon Mott because I actually use your next.
Bon Mott's a skill ability, not a class ability.
Is it not? I thought it was a feat.
Oh no, he's right. I'm sorry. Yeah, Bon Mott is a skill feat, so you could train into another skill feat of. Yeah, I'm sorry. I was forgetting that Nibble Dodge was a rogue class feat. Yeah. So basically, yeah, Bon Mott is a skill feat. Basically, anybody can take that, assuming they are trained in diplomacy. So you can take any other sort of skill feat. But yeah. Thank you, Robert. You can't train out of Bon Mott and go into lengthy diversion, or not lengthy diversion, but Nibble Dodge. So yeah, you could do like your next, or you could do.
I was not prepared for this.
Yes, all right. Or there's Mug. I mean, I know you just took that one, but I'm just reading your rogue abilities.
Yeah, I guess I'll just go ahead and get rid of your next and take Nibble Dodge because it still seems like it's going to be more useful to me.
Yeah, I mean, and honestly, it kind of seems like it will. I mean, Tickets doesn't seem to be the one who's getting the killing blows too often.
Right.
It seems to be maybe if Trendon can take your next.
Yeah.
I'll teach him how to do it. Listen, whenever you kill somebody, you got to say a one-liner, or else it doesn't count.
Makes sense.
You gotta cool off every time, even if it's not an ice-based spell. You just gotta say cool off.
He's still learning. Okay, he's getting there. Give him time. Let him cook.
They gotta
let the man cook.
But yeah, I'll get rid of your next, and I'll take Nibble Dodge instead. And then I do kind of still want to get rid of Bon Mott, but I'm gonna have to circle back to that because I have to actually look at that now.
Yeah, that's fine. I mean, again, this is kind of something, there are a lot of skill feats, so that's fine. Just, kind of take a look. Easiest way is, if you're using Pathfinder, just go and look at that one, click on, Bon Mott and see what other feats are available to you. Because again, it's just a week. You guys have 45 days. So because this happens before the arrival of the new colonists, which there are some things I want to make of note when that happens, let's go ahead and go. And I'm sorry, was there anything else, Ticket? Were you trying to try to
Yes.
earn income or anything, or what else did you want to do?
So the next thing that I want to do is I want to spend a decent amount of days with Anya, like going out hunting and help, kind of trading things with hunting and tracking and things like that, just so she can kind of teach me what she knows and I can teach her what I know, even though I'm used to different environments than she is, obviously. And then just kind of get to know them a little bit better and spend some time with them. And then maybe 2 or 3 days with I'm sorry, I forgot the rich guy's name again.
Nope, sorry, I was muted. It's Harcourt Carolby is the rich guy's name.
Okay, so yeah, I spend 2 or 3 days with Carolby and just kind of try to get a little bit more information about where a lot of his assets are and what he's currently doing on the other side of the pond, not necessarily here.
Yeah, but back in Andoran.
Yeah. Trying to get more information on that, and so I could potentially get a cash flow line somewhere down there if I needed it.
Yeah, so I'll start with him. So that's the easier one to answer and deal with. So it's primarily his family are horse barons. That is what they deal in primarily. They own rather large ranches of horses. They deal in, kind of they currently they previously were part of the actual Chilaxian nobility back before Andoran separated away from that, and that was one of their primary things where they supplied the Chilaxian army with thoroughbreds and war horses, specifically the Hell Knights, and now have kind of rode the wave and are doing it for now Andoran themselves. So he would proudly tell you that 1 out of every 4 horses that you see in the Andoran army is from the Carolby family, and they own a number of sizable horse ranches numbering in tens of thousands of head of horse. So that is where their primarily source of income is. And he would also tell you that they're actually expecting to on this next arrival of colonies or colonists. He has his father's top kind of horse guy. I'm just trying to think of a better word for it. Rancher is
Horse
supposed to
guy.
arrive.
I like it. Let's
Horse
go.
guy. He's got a guy for horses. The centaur. I don't know, but literally horse guy. But no, but that he has them arriving with 6 horses, 1 male and 5 mares for breeding, and is hoping to essentially start a ranch on the island, because obviously horses would prove useful. This maybe isn't the best terrain for them, for especially the type of horses that they may deal in, but horses are good for lots of things, from manual labor to traversing the island quicker, things of that nature. And that seems to be what his family's primary goal here is, to be the exclusive horse traders of this new colony.
Okay. Sounds good.
And then as far as with Anya, you could spend some time. Is there anything, are you trying to learn anything particular? Because again, this could be something where you could even train out of is Ticket trained in survival currently?
Yeah, he's just trained though.
Okay. Yeah. Could you have taken an expert at any point as opposed to another skill? Because basically what you'd want to do here, if you wanted to, I could say you could essentially, spend a week with Anya and train something else out of expert and turn that into survival and change your survival to expert, as opposed to, whatever you may currently have as expert already. Because I know rogues get a shitload of skills. So I don't know what level you can start taking expert proficiencies.
Realistically, he's not looking to really get any actual game improvement out of it, from a gameplay perspective. It's more going to be for a role-playing perspective, just to kind of improve his relationship with people actually inside the camp itself or the town itself. And he's already gotten kind of close to Anya as it is, so he's just trying to have somebody to confide in, understand a little bit more about hey, if I have to go out and camp, or if I have to hunt for the party, what's some good things for me to actually go after that can actually, bring back the fucking rat, things like that.
No, for sure. I like that a lot. And she maybe shows you how to, construct sleds, things of that nature, for if you're having to, haul something larger than yourself back, because she's, used to hunting larger game, things of that nature. She's, hunting elk and stuff like that. So, which are obviously larger than she is as a regular human. So yeah, no, I like that. And you guys definitely do already have a rapport. You gifted her the mirror. She saved your guys' asses back in that Grindilo cave. No, I like that a lot. So yeah, that time, your bond with Anya gets a little closer. I'm gonna go ahead and say at this point she'll consider you. I'm just gonna move you up on the in-game term. You're gonna be considered friendly. She's gonna consider you a friend.
Cool.
Which could have other implications as time goes on, as far as allies in the town. But yeah, so all in all, that probably only takes maybe 3 weeks or so. You got roughly another 3-4 weeks left. Is there anything else Ticket wants to do during that time?
Then during that time, so is there any improved daggers that I can get, or is it all just daggers?
Okay, so yeah, this is what I wanted to get back to. So yeah, you can. Do you want to get these striking, the +1 and the striking from the from one of the crossbows onto your daggers, or your dagger, I should say?
If they'll let me, then yeah.
Yeah, for sure. That's your guys' property. They're letting you have these items, so you can basically disassemble one of these crossbows. You can take it to the blacksmith. He has magical crafting. He can then transfer the rune. That's going to be, it's 10% of the rune cost. A striking rune is 65 gold, so it'd be 6.5 gold. A +1 rune is 3.2 gold, or 32 gold, so 3.2 gold. So for a total of, and again, I'm just going to round it down, for a total of 9 gold, you can get a +1 striking dagger. So if that's something you would like to do, that is something you can get.
Yes, that is something
Okay.
I would like to do.
Perfect. So I will go ahead, if you want to subtract the 9 gold from your character sheet, I'm going to go ahead and edit your dagger here. We're going to go ahead and make it it's got an item bonus of a +1, and we're going to go ahead and give it an additional damage die. And we're going to make it magical as one of the properties. So now it will be magical for the purposes of overcoming resistance. So yeah, if whenever you use your daggers, they are, boop, look at that. They now do 2d4 as opposed to 1d4.
Now I have the chance of doing 2 damage maximum.
You got a minimum of 2 damage. That's right, baby.
Double it
Go
up.
ahead and change.
Yeah, no, I mean, with the way I've been rolling, it's always going to be 1, so it doesn't matter. But,
Right.
1 extra damage, I'm doubling up. It's okay.
Hey,
But yeah, other than that, I think if I had the opportunity to make money, I'm just going to try to help hunt for the town with Anya and try to, I don't know what like the returns are for that, considering we're basically hunting to survive. So
yeah, no, that's fine. I think she would happily, she may have some gold laid by that she would be happy to, kind of compensate you with. Again, at this level, I mean, earn income is nothing crazy.
Yeah,
so yeah, you can do the same thing. So you can go from you can do it as a level 0 task up to a level 4 task. DC at level 0 is 14. DC at level 4 is 19. And basically, you would I'll have you roll me 3 survival checks. This would be to see how much you can aid her. What level do you want to do these at? Do you want to do them all at the same level or at different levels?
How do I get my character sheet back? Because I accidentally got rid of it.
Just double click your token.
I got it. Yeah, I got it. Thank you.
Yeah.
I mean, fuck it. Let's go for broke. I'm gonna do 4 for all of them.
Okay, sure. So go for it. So you give me 3 survival checks. DC 19 is what you're trying to hit. And then 2 more. Let's see. All right, there's a success. There's success. Nice. So that's 2 successes for ticket. So with that, and that's just trained. So that's going to be 14 silver. So that'll be 1 point for gold. I'll just go ahead and apply that to your character sheet for you. So that'll be 13 gold, and you'll have a couple more silver, so 62 silver.
Thank you.
But yeah.
That's all I want to do.
Okay, perfect. So again, we'll kind of circle back around to the new colonist arrival, but since this happens beforehand, Robert, a week or so passes after you guys arrive. The excitement amongst the new colony edition, being the robot, has kind of died down. What do you take Ramona out? I mean, there's not really a 5-star dining experience on the island. It's kind of more so there's a communal soup that's kind of going. It's like one of those perpetual stews that's just kind of going at any moment in time.
Baby.
Yeah, you got a stew, baby. There we go, broth in there, some bones. Yeah. So what does this look like? Tell me, please.
Well, for one, I make sure that I have out of my clothes, I have the most man cleavageous shirt on possible, and I basically make a stew, and I go to her house for dinner. Cook her dinner.
Okay, so you're like bringing it to her house. Got it. Okay. Yeah, so you head to the governor's mansion, which honestly makes the most sense. There's some light jazz, I guess. I don't know. You Careless Whisper is just playing in the background. No, that's fine. So you make dinner. Roll. I don't know. Give me a check for this stew. I don't know. What do you want to roll? Crafting probably makes the most sense.
Yeah,
but if you want to roll something else, I'm up into it.
I think crafting is actually.
Yeah, I think so as well. Okay, so pretty good. Pretty good job. I don't know what did I just say. Okay, yeah, I understand now. Okay, interesting. So I'm just now seeing. They added that DM fucking check thing. I didn't realize once I said it just would apply everything to that check. Interesting. All right, but yeah. So yeah, you make your crafting check. Pretty good job. I was only setting this actually at a 15, so that's a great success. Not a critical or anything, but a good success. But yeah, you're able to confidently make some pretty good do. She thanks you for it. She's happy to have it. You guys sit down to eat, and she's so Robert, what did you wish to discuss? I believe there was something. To be honest, I don't mind the home cooked dinner. It's been a while since I've had one, but what's going on?
Yeah. Did we ever sign ticket colony? I forgot.
Not officially. I don't think we ever actually
Okay.
did it, but I mean, we
Yeah.
can assume it's something that kind of happened. It happens
I'm
during
off
this
the
time,
books, baby.
Yeah, yeah. I think it's off the grid. But no, I think that would actually be something Ramona would probably insist on at one point. Is that yeah, you essentially sign ticket assigns the official colony charter. She would add a line, pencil you in. She has that ability as a governor and makes you a full-fledged member of the colonists with all the perks that includes, which does happen to be, once the colony is turning a profit, you are entitled to some profit sharing in that regard, as well as a parcel of land. Each individual is entitled to a parcel of land on the island, so that is something to keep in mind.
Um, well, I wanted to bring up some business, and we can. I'd like to get to.
Of course.
Mr. Ticket has been a valuable part of our little, and I would definitely like to get him signed in colonists as soon as possible, if that's something he.
Well, if he wishes to stay amongst the colony, then I think that would probably be for the best. I like Tickets. He seems amiable to our goals here. He seems nothing less than devoted to aiding us in whatever way possible. It sounds like from your deal in the Islanti Tower that he laid his life on the line multiple times. I think that'd be more than fine. I will get the proper paperwork in order, and we could present it to him as soon as tomorrow.
Right. And here is. I have an idea. I think that I have a headquarters. I take some papers out and I present them on the table. I'm going to post in the general chat now. I scribbled these, and I'm talking to her. I scribbled these while on my watch during outing to the tower. I think that we should build a home base of sorts. I foresee us. The Pathfinder Society needs a safe place, and well, more than that, I think also having a shelter in place, colonists. But I like the idea of also living in a much larger house. If I'm being honest. Yeah, I'd like your thoughts.
And she's kind of like looking over the paperwork, kind of matching up, first floor, second floor. Robert, you're within your rights to select a parcel of ground within the island, as all colonists are, as per the charter agreement between the Bountiful Venture Company and the Andoran government that you signed. While I don't see any issues here, I will say, as of now, this is not something I can dedicate any resources to. We still have, to be frank, we still have 100 missing colonists. We have a new arrival of 50 colonists in the next 2 weeks, and without proper lodging for all of them. But with that being said, with what you all have done for the colony, it is something I could see in the future being something we could, again, bend resources towards. I've actually had a meeting with a number of the heads of the colony in regards to some information, some resources that we are lacking. And I think if you and your group in your journeys out into the colony, which I don't want to mention it, I don't want to spoil anything for him, but I believe Carver Hastings was looking to speak with your group about some possible deciphering of some old Pathfinder books he found about possible places of interest on the island. In that exploration, if you're able to find the necessary natural resources to, supply the colony with what we needed, I think this is something we could possibly start putting into order. It would, of course, take some time, but I assume you are like me, as long as the rest of us are here for the long haul, being at least the near immediate future, the next 3, 4, 5 years, which is what it's probably going to take for this colony to start turning a profit. I do think this is definitely something that is possible. But again, this is just, I can't, I don't want to, lead you astray here, set expectations. This is something that will take some time and some amount of convincing, where we need to get the colony in order first. But once that is done, yes, I think this is something that'd be possible.
I pour some wine and goes to home ownership.
Yeah, love it. And
That's- And that's about it. We can skip the rest, and we'll decide. You can decide if I.
No, bitch, you gotta roll charisma.
Yeah, that's you can decide if I make it home later that night or if I'm home in the morning.
I love this motherfucker, dude.
Yeah. That's up to Ramona.
I think for this outing, you probably make it home that night, but you start to make your inways.
Yeah.
And she
Nice,
bids
dude.
you
I
a
love
do,
it.
a good evening, and she expresses that she had a nice time. But yeah, so you go, and let's go ahead and let's get a little bit into the more meta here. So about 2 weeks after this, so this is 3 weeks in from you guys returning. By the way, you got any names for the robot, Tridden?
I was thinking just since it's, an Aslanti robot, just Aslant.
Aslan, love it.
Yeah.
You don't want to call him like Andy or something?
I was thinking that, like Gary the robot.
Dude,
Hey,
I would
Yeah, you
love
give him a shorthand.
if his
That's
name
fine.
was
Gary.
Fucking Gary. His name's Gary.
I love
All
Gary.
right, let's do it. Gary's
Gary.
the robot.
This unit has never had a name. I am free now. Free. Thank you, Brenda. But yeah, he appreciates it. No, he actually there's like probably a part where he's just, no one has ever called me anything but servant or worker. Thank you, Master Trindon. This unit will accept the name Gary with pride.
Hell yeah, Gary.
You guys give him a little name tag. People around town are starting to get used to him
Hi,
too.
my name is
Gary. Yeah,
Gary.
people fucking love Gary. There's points where you're Trinna, and he'll be outside weeding the garden or whatever, and there'll be kids on him, and you're hey, get the fuck off. He's I do not mind. I entertain the children. But yeah, yeah, Gary rules. I wasn't sure if you guys were gonna try to get there. I figured you guys would, but I honestly didn't know if you'd succeed. Is what it came down to. I was I don't know if they're gonna actually do good enough, but I was hoping you would, because the idea of having the robot is fun. But yeah, so so the new wave of colonists arrive. There are 50 of them. I have all of their names here. Which I will share with you guys here in a moment. But what I will say is there's something I kind of wanted to do is I think probably not all of you with this wave. Again, there'll be more waves of colonists. And during this 3 weeks, there's a lot of effort going into building more homes. That's kind of the thing. And I've got a map about halfway made and incarnate of a recreation of the village, of the town, and kind of my addings onto it, which is something that I'll share whenever I'm done with it, because I'm not happy with it right now, but I'm going to keep messing around with it. Basically, it kind of has some other stuff, because basically this is going to go, we're just going through this time, and things are going to spring up here. So there's a couple key things that I want to hit on. First of all, there's obviously some, there's going to be some new soldiers arriving. That's kind of a big ado. There are a few people of note, though. First of all, there's Pat Delgado, who and his daughter Susan Delgado, who are the horse master and his daughter that Harcourt had told Ticket about. They are, they've arrived with 5 mares and a breeding male to start trying to populate the island with horses. So that's something to keep in mind too, is you guys may have access to horses in the future. So that's, it's of course going to, be something that's going to depend on, your dealings, which Ticket's kind of getting in with Harcourt. So that may be, something that's easier to get to, but that is something to keep in mind. Horses are pretty great. They basically double your overland speed. I think your travel speed for a horse is like 50 as opposed to your guys' of 25 feet. So you can travel overland much quicker. That is going to be hindered by jungle and stuff like that. But if you ever travel along the coast, something to keep in mind. There's another individual by the name of Thorin Hart. He is a dwarf, and he is arriving with his wife and sister to basically start mining operations on the island. As of now, that does not seem to include Hart, H-A-R-T. Yeah, you got it right with the first one. And it's Thorin is with an I. So again, I'll share them. I'll share them all here in just a second. And him and his wife, Olive, are looking to basically she's an administrator for him, and he's a mine overseer, and they've arrived with some dwarves and some humans to basically start mining operations on the island for necessary materials for it. Not every building can be built out of wood forever. There's also there's a couple there's an herbalist, there's other soldiers, there's laborers, there's a couple there's kind of everything. But here's another couple other people of note. There's Latigo Pierce. He is a human male. He's an accountant from the Bountiful Venture Company. At this point, he is now being sent to oversee day-to-day operations within the colony to start doing his best to make sure that the colony is going to start turning a profit as soon as possible. Another person of note is Burgess Titus Eriks. He is a human male Chilaxian diplomat who has actually been sent here by the Chilaxian government in their kind of quote-unquote cooperation with the Andoran government to try to strive peace between the two of them. There is then a liaison from the Andoran government. His name is Barrett Beancounter Brady. He is a dwarf, and he is a liaison with the Andoran government to kind of basically look out for their behalf, on their half of the colony adventure themselves. There's a priest of Pharasma. There's a priestess of Desma. They're actually a brother and sister who are twins. There is a culinary expert who has been sent along. There's an entertainer. There are, there's another kind of eccentric aristocrat named Will Dearborn. Of note to Trendon, and Trendon, I think you would know of this man, is a Dr. Pierre Dangas. He is the lead anthropologist out of the Almas University.
Okay.
And he has been sent along as well with 2 of his assistants, Claire Denis, who's an assistant. She's the lead assistant to Dr. Dangas, and a Manfred Ellington, who's another assistant under them, along with a Sir Elmore Rake, who is protection for the research team and actually a former Hell Knight. And he's actually infamous enough as it is. You would probably have heard of him, Robert. This guy is somebody who fought with distinction in the kind of rebellion. So he's an older man. He's probably in his mid 60s, but he is still he's a tough cookie, as it were. And then as far as in regards to Ticket, a couple people you would recognize, and if not by name, if by symbol, there's actually, and these appear to be bodyguards for the Thorin Hart, the Dwarven man who's kind of overseeing mining operations that are getting set up here on the island. There's 3 individuals. There's an Eldred Jonas, a Roy DePop, and a Clay Reynolds. And they're all humans, they're all males, they're all bodyguards, but they all have a tattoo on their hands, like right between the webbing of their thumb and their forefinger. It goes maybe about 2 inches back into their hand of a coffin tattooed in blue ink. And I think, Ticket, you would have heard of these individuals. They're actually kind of infamous, notorious, not necessarily underground racket, but not necessarily out in the up and up. Mercenary group out of Absalon, known as the Big Coffin Hunters.
Noted.
I think, honestly, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, that's an interesting name.
Yeah, if anybody could tell me what I pulled all these from, I'd give you $20. But a lot of these names are from one book. But then there's a couple other people that I've just I'm throwing names in here from. We have Christopher Nolan, the Human Smith. We have Jacquez Gyllenhaal. He's a Bill Carpenter.
Man,
There's
that's one handsome man. Wow.
yeah, he's incredibly handsome. He blinks really weird. Yeah, but yeah, and there's a number of other people. Again, there's 50 or so odd other people. I'm gonna go ahead and I'll share this. You guys can. I think that'll work. If not, I'll drop it here in the thing. I would recommend you could probably throw that in your hotbar along with the other ones. That is the other 50 or so individuals. Some of them related, some of them not, but they're all kind of listed in there. But I think we're going to kind of go ahead and just fast and loose here. You guys, your time's winding down. These individuals arrive about 3 weeks in. People start getting settled. There's actually one of these. Oh God Almighty, Jesus Christ! There's my knee on the side of my desk. Whew. There's a tavern that goes up in town. One of the longhouses doesn't seem to be needed anymore, and the sister of Thorin, Coral Thorin, she turns it into a tavern, and it goes up in town. So there's now a tavern in town. It's known as the Long Rest Inn. There's a small horse ranch that goes up on the edge of town, which is ran by Pat and Susan Delgado. There's buildings that are going up. There seems to be a boon of housing. There starts to be more logging is going on. The tree line around the town gets thinner, which is better for the town as far as visibility goes. But it's better in what way? As far as sustainability goes, it's not like the island's all of a sudden being mowed down. It's still a massive island. You guys are at this point only 100 odd people, near enough. But yeah. I think after around the time the new arrivals, the interest starts dying down. The boat departs. Again, if there's anything you guys want to order from, and I'm sorry, actually at this point the town bumps up a level 2, so the town is now a level 3 establishment. So you can purchase up to level 3 permanent items and level 6 consumable items. So that's something to keep in mind. And then the boat departs though, and it'll come back again. If there's something in the interim you guys think of between this week and next or whatever, just shoot me a message. If there's something you want to buy, as long as it's within reason, that's fine. It's going back to Almus, which is a level 10 settlement. So basically anything can be purchased there. But yeah, and that's perfect. Yeah, so and that's a thing too. I guess that's a question too. What about Trindon? What does Trindon's life outside of the colony looks like? I know a bit about Robert, but what does Trindon have a family back in the mainland or?
Yeah, his parents are in is it Andorin?
Andor is the country. Are they in Almus, the capital, or are they in the hinterlands?
No, they would be in the city of Almas. They're not super well off, but they were well off enough to put Trendon into school where he kind of took off with the Islandi studies, and then he kind of made a name for himself at that university, University of Almas or Almas University. And then he kind of just made a name for himself because he was so focused on the Islandi studies. So that's probably how he was going to know that doctor. That's right.
Yeah, and I think so. And I think you would even actually, I don't know if there would necessarily be animosity between you, but he may have been somebody who was definitely kind of on the somebody who maybe kind of looked down on Islandi study, as far as it was something that was kind of just futile. There wasn't a point. They were too far removed. There was nothing that could be learned. There was too little evidence of their deeds. So that could be something that could be a point of contention. Which
Okay.
I will say too is once he arrives, he's kind of, and this is something that Ramona is going to try to temper and stuff like that. But she is of course beholden to her masters, as it were. Being the Bountiful Venture Company and the Andoran government, where these people are sent with letters and things of that nature. It's kind of at that point up to them. And I think there may even be something we'll visit at a point where there could be questions of what the hell are you doing with this robot? We want it to study it, but we'll touch that bridge when we come to it.
Sure.
But okay, I was just curious. Yeah. So do you think Trindon sends back letters to his family?
Yeah, he'd write letters back home to his parents, just letting him know, hey, he's okay and he's having the time of his life.
Yeah.
And he made amazing discoveries, and he can't wait to tell them about it.
Dear mom and dad, you won't believe how many people I've killed with telekinetic projectile. Sick as shit.
Here's a picture of Gary.
I'm a killer now.
Here's Gary. Here's my
Yeah.
friend Gary. He's a robot. There's like, fuck, man, we really should have sent him to a liberal arts home in school. We fucked up. But no.
Honey,
But
what has happened to our child?
you know.
Yeah.
But no, I love that. But yeah, and then what about Ticket? I know kind of Ticket. I know Ticket's situation, but is there anybody Ticket tries to send word back to or anything like that, or is Ticket fully just kind of gone native, for lack of a better term? Has he just embraced the colony lifestyle?
Yeah, for lack of a better term, not to get since these two individuals don't exactly know the whole story. He's kind of shed his skin and he's trying to start anew. So
No, I like that.
It's like a start over for him. I mean,
Yeah.
his family
Yeah.
had so many freaking kids that it's just like they probably were just like, "Oh, you're another one here.
Yeah.
Here's some food to keep you alive, I guess." So it's like he
Yeah.
didn't really
Here's
have
a
any
week.
particular-
Here's a week of food. Do your best.
yeah. So he didn't really
Yeah.
have any particular attachment to his family or anything like that. And I mean, maybe once in a while he'll get something from one of his brothers or something, or one of his sisters, and it's like, "Hey, man, you still alive?" But other than that, it's
Yeah. I mean, at this point, it's not like you left a forwarding address,
right. Yeah. So I mean, at
Yeah.
this point, it's just he's trying to start over, and he's basically assumed his new identity, and he's just trying to fall into it.
No, I like that a lot. Okay. But yeah, so a couple days in, or a couple weeks in, I'm sorry, 4, 5, 6 weeks in, nearing the end of this downtime, Carver, catches you guys all at different points during your various, goings on, Trendon studying, Robert's working at the blacksmith, and Henris is training in the yard. Tickets, working with, Anya or Carolby at the time, says basically he has some information for all of you guys, just says, come visit me in my home this evening. I imagine you guys all, accept the invitation.
Yep.
And when you get there, he's got a large map. You see, it's very similar to the one Ramona had in her home. It looks like this is actually a copy of it. He probably had one of the cartographers make for him, and he please come in. So as I told you all, I was I was looking into Dervin Guest's information when he first visited the island some 500 years ago, and I think I've actually found a couple points of interest that I think would be places for you all to set out and explore. I've unfortunately been kind of I don't want to say marooned here at the town, but Ramona has me performing some diplomatic duties. And you see, he's actually gestures to like he's got a writing desk that's just like full of fucking letters. He's like, I've been instructed to contact my contacts in the Pathfinder Society, amongst other contacts I have within the Andorran government, to start to try to leverage more people here who can start investigating what that tower you all found. I actually made a trek out there 2 weeks ago, and it's marvelous, just incredible find. And Trendon, your friend Gary, what a wealth of knowledge. I would love if I could maybe sit down with the two of you at some point in the future. But regardless, here, and he seems to point, and he kind of gestures to, and I've added these tags on the map, but I'm just going to kind of go over them before I show you guys the map here. There's been 4 points of interest I think I've been able to locate that Dervin Guest supposedly visited some 500 years ago. There's this here, and he points to kind of the peninsula coming down from the south of where Talmandower's bounty is. And he says this here appears to have been at one point in an Ulfen settlement, and you guys would know Ulfens, Ulfen, are like they're like the Vikings of the Pathfinder world. They specifically hail from kind of the colder northern regions. They raid and they pillage and they kind of set out in kind of the sense of they seek new lands. But this seemed to have been at one point Ulfens, whether they intended to land here or not, set up some sort of semi-permanent settlement that was since destroyed. I don't know. It seemed to have been of course after the Islanti cataclysm, but before we arrived, and by some number of hundred of years. And that may be something to look into of note, as they may have found out more than we knew. And regardless, it is a important archaeological site. Then there's here, and he kind of has like a protractor, like a sextant, kind of turns it around the other way. And this here, and he's pointing at kind of a river and more towards the center of the map, kind of in the northwestern side. towards kind of the tower. And this itself appears to actually be an Aslanti dig site. This is where the Aslanti themselves were trying to find about whoever came before them. And I mean, if we could find out who came before the Aslanti, I can't imagine what we're learning here from the Aslanti. What if we could find out who came before them? I can't imagine the wealth of knowledge that may provide. Then there's also here, and he points to kind of the northeastern side of the island. Here appears to be, by my best recollections and what I can glean from these books, again, these are very incomplete notes, an Aslanti laboratory, perhaps some sort of scientific outpost. You have all, of course, you all explored the tower, which seemed to be something of that nature, but this seems to be more open, I guess, as it were. The tower that you all explored, from what I was able to gather from your notes and my own examination of the tower, this seemed like an area that was not open to the public. But this laboratory seems like it may have, in fact, been, something that was accessible to the general populace. And then finally, there's this, and he points dead center of the island, where there's this kind of dormant volcano that exists. In the caldera of this volcano, I believe there was an ancient Aslanti observatory, and I think it may still at least be partially standing. And I think these four places would be where we would best put our resources to try to understand more about the Aslanti people and more about the island itself. Do you have any questions about any of these?
Dolphin settlement. I'm kind of interested in that. So, I think let's save the volcano for last. Is anybody opposed to that? That sounds the most dangerous.
Yes, I mean, there's no particular order of operations you need to undertake any of these in. I will say, if Dwarven Guest did visit these sites, I imagine he left behind some sign, the Pathfinder sign, that may be able to give you some information as far as towards exact locations of the next. But that was my thoughts as well. The Olfin settlement is the closest one. I think that would be the first one to investigate.
Are you opposed? I'm all for checking out that Olfin settlement. I imagine there might be tools and weapons left behind, if it hasn't been pillaged. Intelligent creature.
Herndon will kind of, begrudgingly be like, okay, I guess. Not Atlanti is not really interested, but he's willing to go.
We'll get to these.
Yeah, he knows the good stuff's coming.
This is the appetizer.
Yeah.
And Carver would just kind of let you know as well. And I'll continue to decipher these notes as well to see if there's any more information I can glean from these. But I'm most excited to hear what you find. I also do believe I was talking with Ramona about this the night before, and she had also broached some concerns about natural resource amongst the island. I believe she may wish to speak with you as well. I would recommend checking in with her before you departed anywhere else.
I excitedly go along with that.
Checking in with Robert's girlfriend. Sounds good. Actually,
Yeah.
I wouldn't know that, so never mind.
Yeah, but I mean, I think, and again, this is all kind of just in the abstract. But a couple more days pass. Ramona invites you guys all to her, the governor's mansion, and she basically lays out for you guys the same thing, that the colony right now is needing a more steady source of lumber. That there's the forest around the colony, which is, good for what it is, but she's worried too much deforestation there is going to cause issues with the weather, considering that you guys get pretty frequent rain, where there's going to cause, erosion, issues like that. So, finding a forest deeper in the jungle that's easily accessible is something that's at the top of her list, because wood is your guys' primarily building material right now. There's also concerns from the new Thorin Hart, with his mining operations, that he's looking for sources of basalt amongst within the island to start, building concrete, making concrete, things of that nature. There are pumice as well, just kind of natural resources, just any in your guys' exploration of the island, just any sort of natural resources you guys can come across. She's wanting to know about them, as soon as possible. But the primary thing that she is advocating for is if you are to come across any sort of actual, and this isn't, pertaining just to the monkey goblins you guys came across so long ago, and the aquatic humanoids who were almost entirely hostile, so probably not good trading partners, but looking for trading partners, looking for people who may already, not people, but humanoids who may already inhabit the island, who you may be able to set up trading relations with. And with that being said, she mentions there's, here we go, I'm going to go ahead and just share this real quick. Here's the island chain. She mentions this island over here, the one to the immediate northwest, that there's apparently been reports, and this is back when the island itself was being scouted, of a Strix population. Which Strix are like the bird folk of the Pathfinder world. There's apparently a Strix population that lives on that island. And that may be something to speak to. There may be people to speak to see if perhaps any sort of trade relations can be set up. Things that they may not be able to make themselves, that the colony could, and vice versa. But that is her primary concern, along with just making sure that, because as of right now, you guys are all kind of I don't want to say mascots for the colony, but kind of that's the case. You guys are a welcome sign of morale amongst the colonists. So making sure, especially the first wave, well, maybe not the second wave, because you guys haven't, your exploits are probably spreading, but they haven't necessarily been observed, that you guys are checking in with the colony on a regular basis. So it doesn't mean, necessarily going and, being like, hey, we're going to go to the Elfin Sediment, we're going to the laboratory, and then we're going to go to this island and stuff like that. It's, checking in with the colony, and coming back home, as often as possible, which probably also makes sense in the sense of, you guys not dying, just staying out in the woods at all given moments of time.
I'm going native.
Yeah, exactly.
Rip off my armor.
Yeah, going fully in. But yeah, I mean, she gives you this directive. Carver's given you a number of different points of interest to explore. And it sounds like, for the time being, you guys are wanting to check out the Ulfin settlement first.
Yeah, let's check it out first.
I think so. After the
next long rest, I have another weird dream. For some reason, on my new gauntlets on my right hand, my shield hand, I take the armor off of like my fingers, physical fingers. I don't know why. I just felt like it.
Is this like one of those situations in Morrowind where you get infected with vampirism, and the third time you wake up after a rest, you get a soliloquy that describes about how you ate a child or something?
I will have to find out. Like, who knows what'll happen?
Now we got a zombie and a vampire. Jesus Christ!
Oh,
Is it just rife with undead?
I'm having weird dreams. I'm waking up and electricity's kind of shooting off my hand.
Oh,
it's weird.
He's going dark side.
What?
I don't know.
Hey guys, I woke up, shot some lightning out of my fingers. No big deal. Let's go grab a hot dog.
I haven't mentioned that, but that's something that happened.
I know. It's a joke.
Yeah, I'm down to check that Ulfin settlement.
Okay. So, just a moment here. Go ahead and let me rest. We're very healed up. And okay, there we go. So yeah, so as you guys approach, you head towards the northeastern, kind of down along the coast, and you can see ancient remnants of a long-lost settlement are nestled away in a lowland cove surrounded by high cliffs. There's a single large building of old river stones with a collapsed wood roof stands on a low hill around a flooded reach of tidal pools and empty cellar holes. And that's to say there are a couple other buildings themselves that seem to be in these like tidal pools. So I'm gonna go ahead and put you guys on a map here. Let's see what you're looking at. Here we go. I'm just going to turn off line of sight for the time being. There we go. And this is what this map looks like. So as you approach, you can see that this still standing building over here, you can see in two partially submerged buildings, one here and one here. It looks like this area, once the tide comes in, which it's currently out, would these two lower buildings would probably be totally submerged by the tide.
I mean, I'm going to the building that is directly to our south.
I will follow ticket.
Before I enter, I think about it, and I'm going to defend. I move at half speed, but I have my shield raised.
With your shield raised, yeah.
I'm gonna step in here.
Yeah. As you step into this building, I'll say you can see there's like a threadbare bedroll, a rusted iron pot, and other signs of a makeshift camp. That it seems very, very, very old though, very, very old. The thing that would probably stick out though, and this would be to, I believe it's just Trendon, I think was what it would kind of studied them before, is along this wall here, there appear to be some symbols carved into the stone. And Trendon, I would have you roll me I believe this would be a society check. Roll me a society check to try to read these.
Okay.
Yeah, golden. So, Trendon, these are, while being a bit archaic, these are like the Pathfinder Society's like informational runes that Carver told you may have been left behind by Dervingest himself. So they a few simple concepts that they are saying here: undead in water, no safe shelter. Those seem to be the primary things that are being told by these runes. Okay. But again, though, keep in mind these runes are 500 years old.
Sure. Guys, it might be a good idea to stay out of the water. I mean, I know these runes are old, but it does say there's undead in the water, and undead stay around for a while. Might not be a good idea to go check out those water houses.
And I will say though, with Trendon saying that, the one thing you guys would have all primarily saw is in this one in particular, this center house, there appeared to be a cellar that was constructed in the floor of that building.
Henris, you're already dead. You want to go check it out?
Well, step out. I'm just checking for threats. Well, there's a good chance that I imagine with so much time passed, probably not be as threat unless it's a lich or something.
They're dead, Robert. They're always going to be a threat.
I just say we should have our guard up and check the house to the north.
I'm trying to figure out if it's even worth me stealthing. I don't think so, because if they're undead, then whatever.
Yeah, it's like open ground. I mean, that's... But yeah, let's go ahead and you tell me what your guys' marching order here is.
Ticket's going to be behind Robert.
Okay, and then I'm just going to have Trendon, or not Trendon, but Henris kind of... I'm actually going to move you back one, Trendon. I'm going to have Henris there. That would just seem to be kind of similar. But so as you guys get up to the coastline, there's a number of things that happen. So first of all, from the water itself, as per the notes, there appears to be three undead seem to rise up. And I'll go ahead and y'all can roll me initiative while I'm getting these creatures ready here.
Much better. I'm for some reason I'm sweating. I have a fever.
The sun was in my eyes.
But with that being said, there's also something else that happens. So as you all are approaching, you feel, and this would be Trendon and Henris, or I'm sorry, not Trendon, but Robert and Henris, as you get close, you start to feel like you're choking, like you can't breathe. And all of a sudden you taste like seawater in the back of your throat. Go ahead and roll me a fortitude save. Okay. So Robert, you are fully affected by this. Robert, you feel as if water is filling your lungs, and you are equivalently sickened too.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I get that applied to you. Two. There we go. Okay, and that'll affect a number of things. But with that being said, here are the creatures themselves. You can zoom in and you can see them. They look like these Viking undead. And that's where the first round of combat will start off. Oh, I don't think I rolled for Henris. Let me go and do that real quick. Nice. Good for him. All right, so it's actually going to be Henris first. Boop, that's his turn. I think he's just going to probably cast on Disrupt Undead. That would make sense. Lotus Crossbow, so it's ready for the next round, and then cast Disrupt Undead on this first guy. He has that right. Nope, I'm thinking of an Oracle in another game. Another game I GM. He does not have Disrupt Undead. Let's do Needle Darts. Let's give that one a shot. Shrim. Normal ass Needle Darts. Here we go. Attack roll. 2 on the die. Not going to happen. Alrighty, that's Henris's turn. Trendon, you're up.
Okay, so some lightning's gonna come out of Trendon's hands. He's gonna cast electric arc on these guys.
Yeah, crit failure and a regular failure. Nice.
Ouch.
Yeah.
Nice.
Heck yeah.
They take some damage. It doesn't seem to do any extra damage or anything like that to them, though.
Okay. And then Trendon is gonna move just a little bit over here, so he's kind of behind everybody.
Trendon, make me a fortitude save
Okay.
as you move into that space.
Crap.
Ooh, boy.
Water.
Yeah, I should have moved there.
Trendon, do you want to hero point that?
Yes, I would like
Okay.
to.
Roll me another fortitude save then.
Okay. Actually, it says I have 0 hero points.
Yeah, you guys all have 1 to start. It's fine.
Okay.
Just go ahead and just re-roll the save.
When the GM says that, you usually want to say yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So that is a success. So you are, luckily for you, only sickened 1 as you start to feel the same effect of water filling your lungs. With that being said, though, it doesn't seem to affect you verbally because you got a regular success, which is where the real issue could have came in. So you feel like you're still able to speak, but you are in fact sickened 1, which will go into effect later. But yeah, if you want to hit that next turn button for me, thank you very much. Ticket, you are up.
Okay. Is Ticket aware that they're choking?
I think you probably see it happening. Like Trendon moved past you and just started coughing up seawater.
Okay. Well, that makes things a little complicated for me now, doesn't it?
You throw one of your daggers. Intimidate.
Well, what would just like a straight intimidation check get for me?
It would just be, I mean, you could try it. You could also roll me, if you have religion, you can roll me a recall knowledge.
I do not have religion.
You still roll it untrained, you're just not going to get as much information depending on what you roll.
YOLO.
Yeah, dog, you ain't sure. You think you
not a
see a heart
religious
on these
man,
guys.
right? Okay.
That'd be one action as a recall knowledge, so you'd have 2 left.
Okay, that sounds good. Let me look at the ability that I was going to get rid of. Yeah, that has literally no use to me right now. Okay. All right. I'm going to try to create a diversion and see if I can potentially try to at least obfuscate myself in some capacity to where I can hide.
What traits does create a diversion have?
It would lengthy diversion. It just says when you critically succeed in to create a diversion, you continue to remain hidden to the end of your turn.
Mental.
I think it's mental, yeah.
Okay, that's fine. Go ahead. You can make an attempt. Was it deception, right?
Yeah, it's a deception check.
Okay, go for it.
You make great.
I know. It's just
Deception
whenever I'm hitting something, it's yeah.
Not there.
Okay. Yeah. So what do you do? What do you do to create a diversion here? You throw some sand, or like what's the deal?
Pocket sand.
Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna have Star is going to start singing like I don't know some folk song that is real big in Absalom, and he's just gonna be singing it as loud as he can, his best James Earl Jones voice, and
Got it. Love it.
and basically he's just gonna be trying to create enough of a diversion to get heat off of the rest of the party so that they can potentially retreat if they want to or whatever they want to do.
Okay. All right, and then you have an action left.
I'm gonna move right there.
All right, wonderful. You'll hit that next turn button for me.
Not very exciting, not very useful. I apologize, but I'm thinking.
It's okay. So this one, it's this creature's turn. They step, or they don't step, but they move. They're 5, 10, 15. And then they step, see me displaying some level of intelligence. And then they have a great axe, and they swing it down onto you, Robert. No, 11, maybe? Yeah, all right, 23. Wow. Yeah, I'm going to hit you for not great damage, 8 points of damage. But then you feel like as they swing this axe into you, there's like rotted seaweed that's all over it. I need you to roll me another fortitude save there, Robert.
Not great. Or actually, never.
You're golden. Yeah, you're golden. You feel this like seaweed and like flesh that seems to come off this axe, like kind of get into your wound, but you feel like you resist it. And Robert, it is your turn.
I can retch, right?
So it is normally. Go ahead and you can make an attempt, but I mean, I'm just gonna in this case, I'll just say this feels like an otherworldly effect.
Okay. Well, the fever at a full-time pitch. I see a vision of a woman in the air. I can't. Again, it's a Gurundi woman with white eyes and flowing white hair, and she points at me, and I start screaming as I've never used magic before. And I touch the guy in front of me, and I cast Lay on Hands on him. My first action.
Sure. Is that an interact?
Ooh, that's a good question. That is a fantastic question. Lay on Hands. Common, necromancy, positive.
I'm looking at it right now. Give me just a second. It is somatic, which in this case is the manipulate action. So that does trigger here. So this guy takes a swing at you as you do that. So here we go. Doesn't matter. It's gonna miss. So yeah, go for it. I believe they then make a fortitude save, if I'm not incorrect.
Ooh.
For lay on hands. Yeah, so
Against an undead target, you deal 2d6 damage, and it must attempt.
yeah, for the save.
Yeah.
Yep. Got it. I'll roll. I'll roll for him real quick. It should, if you look at the spell and you go under, like if you do the drop down for it, where you do like the hills. There we go. Where did your spell go?
I'm seeing it in focus.
There we go. Okay, yeah. So if you click the gear, it'll give you that. You'll see there. It'll say undead. You could do like, then there's a fortitude there up at the top. You'll see fortitude DC 14. You just click the die next to that save. So click that first. Okay. So they're going to critically succeed, so they take no damage.
Wow, that sucks. Okay.
Yeah. To you.
That's my first action. I'm going. He has used his reaction, but I'm going to take a swing at him anyway. Which
that'll
works.
hit.
Works.
Big damage. Boom. Slams this guy for 20 points of damage.
And
nice, dude.
Yeah, I'm going to stumble away.
Okay. Got it. Alrighty. If you go and hit that next turn button for me.
Let me. Tracker.
Thank you. All right, so 5, 10, 15. This guy doesn't step. I'm using this. I guess he doesn't need to. So yeah, this guy moves in. I was thinking you're using the glaive still. That's on me. I could have got 2 attacks with that guy. Anyways, these guys do not seem as smart anyways, though, so they just close in on you and then take a swing. Rebellion is closest target. So he seems to swing. He's got a great axe as well. I'm swam here. 15 on the die. Probably going to do it. Yep. He swings at you for minimum damage again. And then he's going to go ahead and take one more swing here. 6, not going to happen. That's his turn. This other guy's turn. It's going to 5, 10, 15. He actually steps here. And you see he brings his great axe around in a large arc and takes a swing at both you and Henris. And he's going to miss with both of those. And that's his turn. So there's that. It's now going to be back around to Henris. I think Henris is going to go ahead and do a emanation 3 action heal. Going to hit all of these guys plus Robert. Robert, you'll just take the healing. But for these guys, I got to roll fortitude save. So I'm going to do that real quick. I'm just going to roll 320s just to see what we get here because I think it's a plus 13 and I think they both have a plus 9. Okay, so the first guy crit succeeds. Second guy, I think. Well, I actually have to look. One of them definitely fails, but let's see if it's crit failure or not. Fort save. Okay. Oh, there's zombies. They get pretty good fort saves. So 15. And Hender's spell DC is a DC 20. Okay, so one of them still regular fails, one of them succeeds, one of them crit succeeds. So one of them takes none. That's going to be the first guy. So that's the beefier looking guy who first swung. Then this guy over here regular succeeds, and this guy regular fails. So here's Robert. You're the only one who's hurt, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so let's go ahead and just do a heal on you real quick. Heal. Here we go. Boop, boop. So 9 total to Robert. And then this guy is going to take half of that. So this guy will take 4, and then the other guy will take. So 2 will take 4, 1 will take 9. So 2. All right, so 1 takes 9. So, okay. And then the other one takes 4. That's the first damage he's taken. Okay. And that'll be Henris's turn. So that's a 3-action maneuver. Trindon, back to you.
Okay. Trendon's gonna go with the electric arc again.
2 failures.
Nice.
Yeah. Lights him up.
They get a little sparky, and then Trendon's gonna move back there.
Okay. Perfect. All right. Wonderful. Thank you. Ticket, you're up.
Okay. I how thick is or like how deep is the water like right behind unidentified creature?
From what you've seen, these guys were like standing like out of here is where they stood up, and it was like up
Perfect.
to like their waist, so it's not super deep.
Perfect.
Yeah. Ticket, make me a fort save.
All right, that still counts as flanking, correct?
No, you have to be drawn a line, so you could go here, and that'd be Frank.
That's what I want. Yep.
Okay. So yeah, so roll me a fort save though.
You got it.
Okay. Ticket is a success. So Ticket, you are only sickened 1.
Just a bad hangover. It'll pass.
This too shall pass.
Yeah.
But yeah, you got 2 actions left. Ticket. What do you want to do?
Faint and attack.
Go for it. Roll them faint.
You're oh, okay. Yeah, you're flanking him.
Yeah, so that's fair. You don't need to feint if you don't want to. You've already got the flat-footed. Yep. All right, so go just give yourself the +2 to the attack.
Thank you, Robert.
Ooh, that'll do. Make sure you target, but yeah.
Sorry, yeah, that's better now.
Yeah, no, hold on. I got to see if that's a crit on that guy. That was 1. Would you roll 29? That is a crit.
Nice.
So go ahead and just roll your damage twice.
Okay, so 2d4.
Yeah, just roll. Double click your damage. Just do it 2 times.
Oh, okay.
Yep. So that one. Then go ahead and do that one, and then yeah, that guy's done. So you even know roll sneak attack.
Perfect.
Wouldn't have mattered. But yeah, so this guy is dead.
Perfect.
Nice.
All right, that's me. So, oh wait, it's still one more turn, right?
Yeah, you have 1 action left. Actually, I'm so sorry, Ticket. I need you to roll me a will save, actually.
Okay.
As you kill this guy. Okay. Ticket, you feel off. That's what I'll tell you for right now. After you kill this guy and he like falls over, you feel off, but you do have an action left.
It's time for your next then. I don't have that shit. Oh, that's so funny. Okay, I'm gonna hold my action then.
Okay. Oh, wonderful. Well, you can't hold anything because you only have 1 action left. But yeah, I mean, do you want to move or something then?
Yeah, sure. Go like right there, I guess.
Okay, perfect. All right, wonderful. So it's this guy's turn. He looks around. He sees Ticket in the water. He moves over to Ticket.
Come on, man! I'm just a little guy.
Oh. You wouldn't hit a small guy, right?
I'm just a little guy. I'm just a little guy.
He's a little guy. He swings his axe down at you, hits you. For almost max damage, 17 points of damage.
Why to
and
me?
Then,
he's rolling the armor, not me.
I know. And then I do need you to roll me another fortitude save there, Ticket.
All right. This is what I get for trying to help you guys.
And remember, you have nimble dodge now. So if somebody attacks you, you can
that's true.
You can react and
You
dodge
can
him.
react to give yourself a +2 to your AC.
You'd still get
I don't
hit,
think.
but
I was gonna say I don't think that would have helped me there, but yeah.
Yeah, in
that's
this
fair
case it wouldn't have no. So yeah, but yeah, going forward. But yeah, so this is so he slams into you. Okay, and Ticket, you feel worse. You feel worse than
Cool,
you
man.
did. You are now sickened 2.
In the
So his
span of like
axe
3 seconds,
slams
my
in
quality
3
of life
seconds.
has
You guys,
gone down
well,
significantly.
this is just I'm just thinking like you guys are just like immediately just like puking your fucking guts out. This is just a bad time for everyone. But he swings his axe at you one more time. Probably not going to happen. It's because you're sickened. Do you want to use your reaction? I think that would actually apply in this case.
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, so it's a boom. You're going to be good in this case. You nimble dodge. He does not hit. That is his turn. Robert, you're up.
I'm going to moralize, intimidate, Mr.
Sure.
Big man. Heavy damage, but hey. Oh,
Let me check. That is a success. So he is going to be frightened 1. Fire bad. Or whatever the fuck, 'cause he's a zombie. So he is. Hold on. Okay. Like I said, let me get that applied to him before you roll that. I don't know if that would have made a difference here. Who are you trying to hit?
I'm hitting number 2.
You're hitting the other one, so it doesn't matter. Perfect. Okay, great. Go for it.
5.
Nice. 13 points of damage. He looks hurt. You
You
got 1 action left.
1 action left. I'm going. And let me.
Alrighty. All right. So it's this guy's turn. He's going to do the same thing he did last time. He's going to take a great axe sweep at Robert and Henris. He's going to hit on both of you guys.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah. 13 and 5. Yeah. Well, the sickened reduces all your shit.
Yeah.
So boom, 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 hits you. Go ahead and Robert, you don't need to roll me a saving throw because it doesn't matter for you. You're already sickened 2. This can't move you beyond that. But Henris needs to roll me a saving throw for his sickened. That'll be Fortitude. Just playing against myself. That's a failure. So Henris is going to be sickened 1 from getting hit with this axe. Swim, swam, swum. Here we go. Sickened 1. There we go. And then he has an action left. This guy is going to, yeah, he's just gonna try to take one more. In this case, at Henris. Multiple penalty 3. Not gonna happen unless I crit. Nope. All right, and that is his turn. Back to Henris. Oh God, I don't know. I think Henris is just gonna do the same thing. Another 3 action heal. Just makes the most sense. Why not? So here's the Ticket and Robert. So
Straight to
get
health.
8 and then 5. And then these guys will make saves. That's a failure. Those are both just regular failures. Take half damage here. So what did you guys get in total? You got 5, so it's 13. So they're both going to take 6. So, okay, and okay. Oh, Jesus Christ. And that will be Henris's turn. Back to Trendon. Trendon, you're up.
Okay. Bang.
Ooh, critical success and a regular success. So the one takes no damage, the one takes half damage. So 4 damage. They're both still standing, but looking considerably hurt. You got 1 action left, Trendon. What do you want to do?
Okay, listen,
I'm just gonna move. I'll move kind of behind Robert, right there.
Okay, wonderful. So you move there. Okay, you're golden. All right, Ticket, you're up, man. What do you want to do?
I'm gonna feint and attack the big guy.
Okay. Go for it. Roll me that feint check. Don't forget you got the dueling cape as well. So if you want to take an interact action to raise that up, then you can. It's basically 2 actions. You can raise it up as an interact. Then you can use another action to give yourself a plus. It's probably not advantageous for this turn. So yeah, go for it. Big feint check.
Yeah, my plan was for my last action, I was going to raise it because it works on your next turn if you have it raised.
Yeah.
So.
And remember to target.
Yep.
Yep.
Thank you.
There you go. You got them targeted. Go ahead and make that feint check. Deception against their perception. Their perception is a higher than that. So unfortunately, it does not do it.
I'm just going to attack him then.
Okay, go for it.
That'll work.
Yeah.
There you go. That'll hit. Make sure. Why did that only roll to 1? That's weird. Did you do it from your regular die? From your regular action, the 2d4?
I did, yeah.
Because you have
Alright,
the
roll
striking
me.
round.
Yeah. Did you roll it from the actual on your actions?
Oh,
the
yeah,
damage.
sorry. I grabbed it from the
Yeah.
bottom. That's what I'm used to doing.
Nah, you're good, man. It's all good. Yeah. So if you want to do that, that's fine. Just when you right click it to drag it, left click it once, and it'll do 2 die, and then you can just roll 2 die at once.
Gotcha. Okay. So do I just roll another one?
Yeah. Just roll another one. That's fine. Boom. Nice. Okay. So he takes 6 total points of damage. I got that. Okay.
And then I'm going to
All
raise
right.
the cape, and that's my turn.
All right. Perfect. They are still standing. If you'll hit that button for me, it's this guy's turn. He's just going to lay into you, Ticket. So 1 great axe attack, 17 on the die, critical attack. Boom. Here we go.
You may want to dodge that. Dodge it.
I don't think it does anything if I dodge it.
It would not be a crit.
Okay. Yeah, I'll do that then.
Well,
Sure. I'll adjust accordingly, but he's just going to keep laying in here. So 16. So you dodge the 1. So that would have been what? Minus 8. Luckily, I rolled an 8 with the second die, not the first one. So that would have been 6, 14. So let me give you 14 health back before I lay into you with this guy. Oh, no, that's not right. You're at 25. So 25 minus 14 would be, 11. I was right. Okay. So second damage roll here. Another fucking 1. Christ alive. And here we go. Ticket, you're already second too. Doesn't matter. Last one. Here we go. No bueno. Not going to happen. Robert, you're up.
okay. I'm going to lay into an unidentified creature with combat assess
Sure.
back, which hits. Gosh.
Yeah, crits actually. This guy's fucking dunzo. Go ahead and I'll just. What's I'll do? Do you get extra on the? Or you get a bonus, right? If you critically succeed, +2 or something.
Abilities, combat assessment, effects, benefits. On a critical hit, you gain +2 circumstance bonus to the check to recall knowledge.
So religion. So give yourself a religion with +2.
Plus.
Yeah, unfortunately, they're undead, but that's about it.
Okay.
And also make me a fortitude save.
Is it will or fortitude?
I'm sorry, it should have been a will save. What is your will modifier?
+6.
Okay, so it would have been 1 less. It doesn't make a difference. You succeed, you're good. So no problem. You don't feel any worse for wear besides the sickened you already feel. You have 2 actions left or 1? Is combat assessment 1 or 2?
Combat's 1.
Perfect. Go for it. You got 2 actions left then.
Yep.
Perfect.
Take my second attack. +8. Find out if it works. It's probably not. Okay. That is me.
Unfortunately, no bueno. All right. That is Robert. We're back to Henris. I don't know. I think seeing the channel seems like or the thing seems like maybe not the best idea here. I'm just gonna have him take a regular S shot with his crossbow. At this point, I think it would probably be the +1 striking, but I don't know, whatever. He's already got the. There we go. That doesn't seem right, but fine, it's fine. Not gonna happen. Reloads. Take 2 hands. He's using the heavy crossbow. That is Henris's turn. Trendon, back to you.
Okay. Trendon is gonna cast telekinetic projectile this time.
Go for it. Oof,
Not gonna
happen. I'm so sorry.
And then he's just gonna cast shield on himself.
Okay, not a bad move. All right, you shield. It's this guy's turn. He's going for broke. He's just gonna try to he's.
Hang on.
It's my turn.
Ticket.
Oh no, I'm sorry. It's Ticket's turn. My mistake. I saw the crown on the wrong individual. Ticket. It is your turn, buddy. What are you doing?
I'm gonna step right there,
All right.
and then I'm going to attack him.
All right, go for it.
Oh yeah, +2, right?
+2 for flanking.
Yeah.
That'll do.
Yeah.
Nice.
Okay. That's wonderful. Ticket, unfortunately, make me another will save.
Oh
Yeah,
no.
I'm just in it today. It's all right.
Okay. Understood. So, Ticket, you feel particularly bad, even worse than you did before. You feel as if you've maybe been cursed. And
Oh no.
there is this house here in front of you guys with this open cellar, just to kind of move things expediently along. Just before next week, we'll go ahead and just play for another couple of minutes here. What do? You guys are hurt, not too badly though. I mean, tickets taking a little bit of damage. I mean, but you guys are all in relatively okay shape, especially compared to your normal fights as far as they go. But you are all feeling relatively bad. In fact, all of you are. All of you are seemingly afflicted by this like seasickness, by these like water in your lungs.
I just wanted to point out that this is all Robert's fault.
I stumble over here.
I told you guys to stay away from the water.
It seems like the water came to us.
Trindon
Friend.
also says through like water in his lungs.
Yeah.
You guys are all wildly affected by this.
Ticket's gonna go into the building,
Sure.
and he's just gonna wait there for now. I don't know if we're gonna short rest or not, but he's gonna wait there for now.
Love it. It looks like Robert's going the other direction.
Yeah. I'm just gonna. Does this lower any of my sickness? Like,
Does
so
not seem to.
And I can't retch.
You can try and like you do, and like seawater comes up, but it doesn't seem to have an end.
If I do detect magic, is it pinging anywhere?
Yeah, kind of all over. I'll go ahead and since he's the resident person doing this, I'm gonna have Henris roll me a religion check here real quick to see if he's able to recognize what's going on. No, he's not. So it's you guys are all kind of you can. I mean, do you have religion, Trinan?
No, I do not.
Let me see if there's any other options here. It's just religion. Yeah, it's you aren't sure. You guys are all just kind of just this drowning sensation. It's awful. It is god awful. You're all being like wildly affected by this, where it literally feels like you're drowning.
Ticket's just sitting in the building, embracing death.
Brendan is gonna try and cast Dispel Magic.
Okay. Where? Like, what's the spell magic? Does it have an area? Is it on an object? Is it at a point? Or
Let's see. It's got a range of 120 feet. It's target one spell effect or unattended magic item. And then I unravel the magic behind a spell or effect. I attempt a counteract check against the target. If I succeed against the spell effect, you counteract it. If I
Sure.
succeed
So I'll
against
let you pick. I'll let you pick one person. Who do you want to try this on?
since Ticket's probably the worst one off, I'll do it on him.
Sure. So go ahead and roll me an Arcana check, and this will be against the DC of this effect.
Okay. Do you want that in the tower?
No, just in the open's fine.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. Woo.
So you
Nice.
seem to end the watery effect on Ticket, like that was caused by the attacks. But Ticket, you still feel afflicted. You are still sickened one.
But I feel a little bit better than I did before.
You feel a little bit better than you did before. And I think with Trendon casting that and you guys all still under this amount of duress, I think that's where we'll go and stop it for tonight. With you
Okay.
guys all still in this bad situation. I mean, you've defeated these enemies, seems like, but you were all still somehow under these effects. And also, I mean, this will be something where I'll let you guys kind of do knowledge checks and stuff next week to figure it out. But I'll give you an idea here. There's a curse, there's a haunt, there's effects, there's a lot going on here.
I like
I think it's actually
That's
the
awesome.
first haunt you guys have encountered.
Here I was really excited to bust out lay on hands, like having this very attritionless heal that I could spam the shit out of, and didn't work. Nope, Fort totally resisted it.
Yeah, unfortunately, your big reveal didn't really have much of an effect.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of the only thing with it as far as like taking those is it's your save's going to be low is what
Yeah.
it comes down to, because that's the whole thing. Your save for it is only a 14. I mean, especially
Yeah.
at level 4, if you guys are coming across any sort of even equivalent threats, you're going to be, they're going to be succeeding on that save, especially undead. Spoiler alert, undead fortitude are generally their best save.
Yeah, I didn't know I had to make a fortitude save to attack with it. Yeah, that's sticking to healing.
Yeah, that's really lay on hands is best meant for that. It doesn't really work very well as an offensive capability. Even on like a champion, it's just generally not worth it to do it as an offensive ability. Like it's just that's why I mean the heal is good because it heals and harms, which is cool. I like that because they changed that from first edition. In first edition, you had to choose which one of those you wanted to do. You could either, target undead with it and make it hurt them, or you could, heal people. But I do like that it does both no matter what. But yeah, that was, Jesus Christ, fun session. A little bit of downtime. We got a whole bunch of new players in. We'll, again, start kind of trying to touch on these people in the colony as time goes on. I just didn't want to dive too in with being a player down. But you guys have now found a place, a new area of exploration on the island. There was apparently a nearby cellar. I'll let you know. May have some treasure in it. May not. Who knows? It's underwater. You guys got to swim down. Who's willing to do that? Probably none of you right now. All fucking choking on seawater.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll go ahead and
Ticket's
pick
your
it
resident
up.
swimmer so far.
Yeah.
Right? I stole the swim fins, dude.
Are my fins?
Rookie
Doesn't
mistake.
matter.
Rookie mistake. But no, fun session as always, fellas. Though I'm gonna hop off, and you guys all have a very good night. Okay.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Have a good night, guys.
Fun, guys. See ya.
Night, guys.